seen enough things to lose hope. And here I am still going. I am even stronger now. Evil is lurking around you. And maybe I'm mistaken. You know I'm feeling alright. Like something on my face, something in my veins. Still hurts. And don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. The more that I've done, the less I become. I just live forever within our souls. Some do even know, and life will go on. And then we'll become just nothing at all. Just nothing, just nothing, just nothing, just nothing at all. Nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all. And then we'll become just nothing at all. We've seen all the way to ourselves just to know what it meant, so you took it away. Till times were connected, I'm gonna forget it tonight is done. There's something on my face, something in my veins, still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. Something on my face, something in my veins, still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. Something on my face, something in my veins, still hurts. And I don't know what it takes, don't know what it takes to move on. The more that I've done, the less I become. I just live forever within our souls. Some do even know, and life will go on. And then we'll become just nothing at all. Just nothing, just nothing, just nothing, just nothing at all. Nothing at all, nothing at all, nothing at all. And then we'll become just nothing at all. The more that I've done, the less I become. I just live forever within our souls. Some do even know, and life will go on. And then we'll become just nothing at all. Just nothing, just nothing, just nothing, just nothing at all. Just nothing, just nothing, just nothing, just nothing at all. I've seen enough things to lose hope, and here I am still going. I am even stronger now.
XC Season 1 for IBSG for Arbiter League. This is our first league of the year, the first split of the year, and we've got two teams for you guys to watch today, Baron Buddies and Divine Temple. I'll be streaming today, Scarlet, with launches.
Hello.
And right now, we are just getting everything set up. Everyone is ready. We're just giving the teams a little bit of time to scout because there was a last second substitution. So we can talk a little bit about the lineups for today because they're just now set. Baron Buddies is everything that is been before. Atomic Rider, XT, Soul Food Lover 69, Red, and Theshi or Owner Fanboy. But it is for Divine Temple a very interesting lineup with Indelible, sorry, Glizzy Gobbler, Davi Runner, Bulldog, and Alpha Wolf Killer 1. And because Glizzy Gobbler was a last second substitution, we're just giving them a little bit of time to look into the op.gg and form a draft strategy.
So yeah, well, looking through here, it's going to be pretty interesting, I think, how each team plays around. Because when looking at this with a person like Glizzy Gobbler going to jungle, when looking at his other OP.GG, I should say, we saw a lot of top laners.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see if he does actually bring top laners, such as the Jax jungle or the the Udyr, because in pro play right
Yeah,
now, Udyr is actually very highly contested, both top lane and jungle. So it'd be very interesting to see if they do bring that out for
yeah. I
Divine
mean, there's a
Temple.
lot of other top laners who can technically play jungle, like Rumble. I've seen Ornn before, Doctor Mundo. They have a game of Doctor Mundo recently. So I think they might just play something standard just for the consistency for the team. But you never know. Like it definitely is going to be something to watch for the draft. Um, I'm getting into the draft now. I'm not sure if they're going to start it soon, but just setting everything up.
I will say, while looking at the current patches and stuff, of course, when you look at bot lane, I don't think too many things have changed. Lucian, Milio, and Lucianami are back in the meta, and unfortunately, Zeri Lulu is also. And of course, no one liked the Lucian Nami Zeri Lulu about after the third game of Pro Play. So it'll be interesting to see if they copy Pro Play or if they actually branch out, maybe bringing up the Neela or Caitlyn out.
I mean, I think at this level, there are so many things that you can do that you couldn't do in pro play. You can bring a mage bot lane and get that storm surge. You can get the what the I guess like you said, lethality Caitlyn. Double support item is still technically live, I believe, for another day.
It should
So
be. Oh,
it looks like we are getting into draft.
so
And
while
we'll see
looking at
what Baron
this,
Buddy's first bans.
while looking at the OP.GGs of Divine Temple, I'd really like to see bans such as the Urgot. Uh, However, Baron Buddy's top lane, it does look like they play a lot of Urgot. So we'll see here the Malphite first ban. Interesting pick because I don't think Malphite's as good right now in the meta. The same thing with like the Maokai ban here being a little less prevalent. Again, we also see a Trundle ban here.
I'm seeing a pattern already with the bans. Like these champions all go in different roles, maybe, but they definitely are a very simple press R or press go forward kind of comp idea, and both teams are sticking to that.
I do like this Nocturne ban, however, especially with the Hexplate coming out. Having the 30 ability haste on the ultimate really does help Nocturne getting his ultimate down less than a minute each time, allowing him to rapidly gank lanes, being very annoying. Again, with this Udyr here, very good ban against not only the top laners, but also the junglers. This will see, we've seen in pro play, like in the LAC, we see things like AP Udyr or full tank Udyr, which hurt like a truck after about 20 minutes or so.
I'm really finding them MF band really funny. Like they broke an unspoken rule of targeting something other than tank, bruiser, top laner, junglers. Caitlyn first pick is very interesting because it already signals exactly what you want to do. you want to put pressure bot lane, and you want to make sure Caitlyn gets ahead. And it's kind of hard to do that whenever you leave open the counter pick. So, kind of curious what DT has to answer this.
I would love to see Baron Buddies take out something like the Lux is during the mid patch. Lux's survivability has lasted a little is a little better, or the Morgana, of course, being very strong. This Jin Vel'Koz I think is very interesting. Jin with you actually can build AP Jin now, still very strong, or of course Lethality Jin. However, this Vel'Koz, I actually do want to see if this Vel'Koz would be support or mid lane because he has been buffed in previous patches, so it'll be interesting to see where this will go. Definitely going for more of a long range poke comp here.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I find the bot lane. Okay.
That
That's
was
interesting. It's not what I was expecting. It feels like they just kind of like, you know what, we have a Caitlyn, but I really want to deal with that Vel'Koz if it's a support, so just take the Nautilus anyways, and Caitlyn Nautilus will have to work it out their differences, despite the fact that they aren't the most synergistic of lanes.
I would have definitely preferred more of a pushing lane in this situation. Of course, Nautilus does kind of suck, I would say, with the Caitlyn, as Caitlyn wants to poke from farm from a distance, Nautilus wants to engage. So something more like Anila would better for Nautilus, not a Caitlyn. Now with the Ornn here, of course, looks like they are just going for a tank top lane. Tank top lane is of course have been good. One big thing though is how Ornn's
Mm.
passive isn't able to upgrade every single item. So I will want to see the synergy between the Ornn and the other champions depending on if they buy items that are Ornn upgradable.
I feel like Divine Temple almost set up a trap here where Baron Buddies decided to counterpick the Vel'Koz rather than synergize with the Caitlyn. And then suddenly you've got a Brahmin lane, so their all in is a lot better than your all in. And then you've got a Nautilus, so like you're not really poking them out. I mean, I feel like Baron Buddies is already behind in this draft, and I'm interested to see how they pick it up from here.
I definitely do think so. And we see the Yasuo ban. Of course, Yasuo is just the annoying guy he is. We also see the Ari ban. That is definitely a ban directly onto Soul as compared to being in the meta, with Soul being a very prominent Ari player in general. Of course, this Fiora ban actually here is also the same thing against, I guess, Indelible. Indelible, yes, Indelible, I guess. With Indelible being pretty good Fiora one trick. And this Syndra ban here, again, targeting Soul specifically instead of more heavily focused on the meta. Of course,
I
we see a
wonder,
Mordekaiser.
I'm not even sure how you're supposed to pick a jungler for Baron Buddies in terms of pathing. Like, usually you want to gank towards the Caitlyn, but now you're into Jin Braum with Caitlyn Nautilus. Okay, I guess you could still make it work, right? Like 3v2, it doesn't matter if you have a Caitlyn, you'll still be able to all in them. Okay. Nico
With this
picked
Nico,
means
I
that
would
they're
love to
definitely.
see something like a Jarvan or someone that actually can set
Mhm.
up ganks. Could you click on the jungle tab for me, please, so I can see the junglers? Again, while looking at the junglers, again, I do think Jarvan is still very powerful. Xin Zhao is also still very prominent in this meta and being very
Honestly,
good
a
at
Mumu would
engaging.
not be bad either. Okay, I wasn't thinking of Rengar.
I would not like
Lilia even
Lilia.
less so.
There, actually, right now, Lilia is very powerful, especially with the new items and buffs to stuff like Leandre's and stuff. However, I do think it is a little iffy, especially because the coordination you need between the Nico and Lilia to set up the wombo combo ults is very hard to pull off. So it'll be very interesting to see because as we see here, they don't have much AD. It's Caitlyn's the only damage dealer, AD damage dealer, which does kind of put Nico and Lilia kind of at a disadvantage because it looks like they have very different playstyles with a poke with Caitlyn, but then an all in with like Nico Lilia. Well, if we look at Divine Temple, they have an okay team, I would say, with the Jin Vel'Koz poke. However, Braum can help them. I am questioning the Mordekaiser though, because Mordekaiser doesn't. I don't think it synergizes as well in this situation. Not as team fighty, I should say. And then of course this Jarvan is just there to hold down someone.
I'm more concerned about the first 10 minutes rather than the last. Because, like, I agree that, like, team comp wise, these issues arise. But, like, for Baron Buddies, where does their jungler path? Because you've got, I think, I haven't played Nico into Vel'Koz because Vel'Koz is a very rare champion. But I can't imagine that she does amazing. Like, yes, if you get jungle pressure, you can't really set up with Nico, and then Lilia can't bring the CC either early. So I don't know how she's going to get mid lane. Top lane is just not going to happen either. And then bot lane, you've got a Caitlyn that has a Nautilus, which I know I keep on bringing up, but I feel like Lilia is going to have to figure out a very interesting path to get a successful first few ganks. And if they don't get that, then they have some really weak lanes that really will not translate into the late game, regardless of how good their comp is.
I would also like to see if this Nico is able to do some of the Nico tech. Of course, if you've seen, at Worlds and stuff like that with caps, having the, again, multiple tower shots, or the by being a minion, you actually can stop a lot of ultimates and other abilities targeting you. And I do wonder if Mordekaiser ult is like that, because I am not sure if Mordekaiser can actually ult Nico while she's a minion. So I think that could be beneficial for Baron Buddies if they pull it off right.
Yeah, I feel like Nico's always going to be initiating with R button, and then she can't be a minion. So I don't know when Mordekaiser's going to R her before she is already done her job. But yeah, I mean, what do you say for like in terms of like not just the team fights that we're going to see, like who do you think did better in draft at the end? Because I know at the beginning we were kind of saying Baron Buddies what fell into the trap, but do you think that they had all made it up?
I think Divine Temple's going to be a little easier to execute. I think Baron Buddies, if done right, can be very strong, especially with the Orin ult into, I should say, the Nico ult into the Orin ult and the Lily ult and everything like that. But I think it's going to be very hard to coordinate because you have to do timing. The timing is very hard to hit because now you have to have the Lilia ult to go off to make sure they're still close enough together to sleep. Then having the Nico ult on top of that, and right afterwards having the Orin ult to knock up. Having all of those simultaneously, of course, will number one slow down the the stun time, I should say, because this entire team is CC chain central. That's what Baron Buddies is definitely going after. So I think Baron Buddies, if done correctly, will be stronger. But because it's such a hard, let's say maybe a hard, best word to put here, just a hard comp to execute, I think Divine Temple will have it a little better throughout this game.
I'm just looking to see if they can even get out of laning phase without a devastating loss. In terms of how far behind they are. All right, we're gonna throw it to a break, and then once the game is ready, we will start.
I thought I had it figured out. Believed in us, we were meant to be, no doubt. A teenage love, everybody else could see the way we were, living in a fantasy. When I kiss her, I don't know where we going. I don't know at all. I don't know how we growing. I'll be moving on. I'll be moving on. Gotta let it go. Living on my own, making me strong. Now I wanna show I can hold my own. See how much I've grown. Better off alone, baby. I've done it all along. So sorry for the heartache of saying goodbye, for wasting your time, for wasting your time. I don't know how we growing. I'll be moving on. I'll be moving on. Gotta let it go. Living on my own, making me strong. Now I wanna show I can hold my own. See how much I've grown. Better off alone, baby. I've done it all along. I'm halfway out, just trying to lose you now. Yeah, it was an illusion now. Yeah, I just wanna see you out. So give it up, leaving all your texts on red with the games you left now. Give it up, sick of all the things you said, getting in my head now.
And here we go into the game. Caitlyn has no items.
That's definitely a strategy.
That is
Did you see
very
this at
interesting.
LEC?
No, we saw this at MSI with Croco because the
Okay,
junglers were getting. We've
classic.
seen that before. We
They're
have
on
not
a
seen
ward
Caitlyn.
too.
They're
Oh
on
my
a
goodness! I
ward.
think
Everyone knows this is not gonna go well here.
if
Oh
they
no.
ever see that Caitlyn has no items, they're just sprinting it in right now. Like, oh yeah, take the 5v5.
They're all warded. They're all on a. This isn't gonna go well. Caitlyn has to back here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Caitlyn has to back here.
I mean, they got what they wanted done. They got the ward in. So.
But if you see
can
here,
you say it was
Jarvan
a
of
bad
course
thing?
is. Jarvan is over here.
Minions have spawned.
Caitlyn got the vibes again.
Oh.
Oh no.
This is some aggressive choice to save money for later in the game. That's like I am gonna outlane you entirely.
I
So
the Orn. Look at this. The Orn is
wait,
going
wait,
in for
wait.
this.
Okay,
Orn's
so
gonna
wait,
spot him out.
just to be clear, this could be okay. I'll do play by play for this, but I will say this could be a visual glitch. Let me see if I can fix it. It looks like the stream is also seeing no items for production, but it could be a spectator glitch is what I mean. I guess we'll have to find out other ways. Anyways, Jarvan's starting top side, which makes sense. He wants to go bot lane. But he started top side of blue side jungle. So I'm actually kind of curious where he goes here from next. Just straight cross map trying to fight the Lilia. But the problem is that Caitlyn, I mean, I can't say that she has no items. It's possible she has items. And then the 3v3 probably favors the Jarvan team still. Jarvan's about to find Lilia. Lilia's completely caught. She's got
I think
flash.
Lilia will have to flash here. Yeah, the flash here is just
and she's
great.
just so far behind.
Because now she's lost her blue side Gromp, or not Gromp, but blue buff here, and now Caitlyn can get the push here, but I don't think it's gonna be that beneficial, especially because Jarvan's in the area. They have to be careful.
It's so hard to analyze this lane without knowing if there's a Doran's Blade in Caitlyn's inventory or not, but you know, we'll just have to figure it out.
I'm not sure. Oh, whoa! Actually, Ornn.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about Ornn killing Mordekaiser here. Maybe that's just my naivete for top lane, but it always feels like they're close to killing. Wait, Nico's just in the face.
Nico.
I think this is a disconnect, or really, yeah. Okay.
Oh
I was
yes,
about to say, that is
I'm about to say.
That is a really harsh mind game. Alright, so this is quite the
and
game
also
of all
missed cannon.
time.
That is a -1 right there for Soul right there for losing cannon.
This is definitely the game of all time.
Oh, it's back.
Let's see if top lane can go normally for, you know, other than the other two lanes.
I was going to say in the beginning, it looked like Mordekaiser was really dominating, but it just looked like Mordekaiser just didn't hit it enough and started, you know, falling behind.
I think that's on my...
It's the pause. Whenever there's a pause, it does that so they can catch up.
Gotcha. Yeah, so
it's a really weird thing that happens.
Let me do some research, see if I can figure out if Caitlyn has items or not.
Oh, there it is. It's life up.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Caitlyn is doing damage like she has items, but, I mean, Braum is too
great
low
dog,
here, right?
yeah.
I don't care if Jhin has... Oh, Jhin is just like in the mini wave, right? There's no Braum anymore. Caitlyn is low. He does go down. You can't... You have to imagine the item diff right there. Like, look at their health bars.
100%.
Let's see what she buys as well. Okay, I think this is a
kill
glitch.
there.
Okay,
Oh, actually...
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I was looking at the items, not this play. Nautilus is chasing. Jhin gets away. Jhin definitely gets away here, right?
Yeah.
Nautilus can't crash. There's no way. So Caitlyn's still in trouble. Caitlyn finally buys an item. The gank on Jarvan is not going to find anything. Okay. Let me just try to catch up. Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind. My brain is like 30 seconds ago trying to figure this out. Jarvan has done a very interesting path of blue buff, wolves, Gromp, and red buff gank. Lily is now counter jungling for the second time. This time I think it'll work because Jarvan's so far away. Mordekaiser is completely stuck under his tower, unfortunately. He's going to fall behind in CS here. Nico can't really pressure Vel'Koz. I think Vel'Koz is going to be able to hold this way pretty well. And bot lane, I mean, there's items now.
No. I mean, Jhin does have the dagger, but I don't think it's going to do... It's so hard to tell right now how this is going to work because... I mean, this is chaos already at this point.
Junglers are going to be cross-map here. If I was Jarvan, I would be really looking to punish this Nico on the return. But instead he might be going for the Gromps because he knows that Lilia is going to be looking at Dragon? I'm not sure.
I select to see here where Ornn is actually walking back to lane as compared to TPing because he knows that the wave will push back to him. We also see pings coming from Jarvan and...
Yeah, they're trying to skip the vision, but Mordekaiser walks right over it, so they know. But Lilia's ganking bot lane here. I don't think this gank is going to... Well, actually, there's no minions. Braum just walks away, though, no?
Flash. There is no
flash
on.
to walk away.
But
and now you're losing Void Grubs? for a walk up and deny them like a little bit of XP. It really wasn't worth it. These void grubs are going to be basically free. Lilia's going to
However,
start the
I do think they'll
dragon.
get dragged though here. They have the traps, they have the wards around it, and I don't think Jarvan can get here in time, especially because Nika will stop the return.
I
And
just
at the
don't
same
know
time,
if Jarvan needs to come. I feel like Lilia's going to be so low, and Midland's going to be fresh off the back. They do decide
oh,
to
we
fight
actually
the
have a
Nico
TP
instead.
mid though. Okay, so we already have a TP mid, which means the Baron Buddies actually has 2 teleports if needed. That's one of the things that actually good. Jarvan is coming down though, so it'll actually be interesting to see if there's a
Yeah, like
steal.
I said, I don't think this is possible for Lilia, but Jarvan's kind of going too far. He's gonna die here. Actually lives on 1 health, by the way, to make him be a liar. There goes Dragon killing it. Nico gets some nice stuff, but Vel'Koz is just channeling straight on to the bot lane. Caitlyn's not gonna be able to do anything to him. And Jin gets the root. The Dragon's gonna finish off Caitlyn, but not before she kills Vel'Koz. Actually, Dragon leaves. Vel'Koz lives.
Doesn't even get Vel'Koz. Caitlyn is doing no damage.
Okay, so I was pretty sure that Dragon was illegal, but I did not know it was going to turn into a mass fiesta. Yeah, I mean, there's no way they should have started that Dragon, right? You've got Vel'Koz TPing in with gold advantage because he just spent. Jarvan coming down because he does not take that much damage from Void Grubs. And your bot lane is behind, so what do you imagine is going to happen whenever you start hitting the Dragon?
I actually think that was a blunder from Baron Buddies in the sense that Orange should have TP'd down there, especially after they saw the Vel'Koz TP. I think because you still have both TPs up, having Nico walk down a little sooner, although it would have to see if they push waves or not. But also with the Orange still has TP as he walked back to lane, so I think Orange definitely should have TP'd into that fight to make sure that they won. So I'm surprised they didn't.
I think that's throwing good money after bad. I feel like well, I don't know. Maybe you're right, yeah. Bot lane, by the way, getting a little aggressive again, wanting vision around the dragon, which they definitely have not earned. Nautilus is going to try to save his Caitlyn. I don't think this turns into anything, but they definitely were walking up trying to put vision that they could not afford to put down. And while Bulldog and Alpha could zone them out, they're instead choosing to push out so that way they can get the dragon for themselves. Lilia smartly deciding that, you know what? I can't get dragon. I'm just going to counter jungle because I ain't going anywhere near that dragon pit again.
I do think that that was probably the Baron Buddies' best bet if they had the TP, because that would have been a 4v5. Mordekaiser wouldn't be able to get into lane, so it is interesting that they didn't teleport there.
Oh,
so
this might be more than a
lose
counter jungle though, by the way. I don't know if Mordekaiser can clear this wave very well, but Lilia is in position to dive. I don't think they want to because it's Mordekaiser, right? But
at the same time, Lilia doesn't have ult either, so I don't think it's going to be worth it at all to gank, even though they do have an item advantage here, of course. I don't think that Lilia should. Again, Lilia should just try to get an item here and go for her bot side and see if they can clear out. I want to see if she oh, she does already have Oracle, so I think she could try to sweep out her jungle, make sure they don't know where her pathing is, because if she doesn't gank here as soon as she is level 6, which she just does, it does put Baron Buddies on the back foot.
Do you see this? Baron Buddies going for the vision again, and I think they might get caught out. They're just trying to control this wave way too much. Like, Jarvan's on the side still. Maybe they thought he would go for the red, but if they get caught at all here, Nautilus able to save his team by getting an ult off, so maybe it wasn't that aggressive. I don't think this turns into anything once again. That tower's a little too powerful. Lilia's here. Actually, it might turn into something for Baron Buddies. They get the kill onto Jarvan after the sleep, but Jarvan gets a kill on Caitlyn with the ultimate, so they get to turn it around a little bit. But wow, can you imagine Divine Temple think that they're just smeared? Oh wait, Lilia's going down here, I think? No, flash for flash. W misses, and it's okay. But wow, that was a little bit too aggressive by Divine Temple. Yeah.
I think the big problem is Baron Buddies just has no damage. Of course, Lilia has the blast, the wand right now, but that's it. Caitlyn only has.
I did say that I thought that the laning phase would be really hard for Baron Buddies here, but I feel like this is more of a decision difference than just their draft as well. I mean, the decisions that they made may have been bad just because of the draft difference, but they definitely played into their weaknesses rather than their strengths. And this gold deficit is, well, I mean, there's not one yet, but I feel like it's only going to get worse.
I'm surprised they actually went back up, because again, they were 500 gold down. This does suck for Baron Buddies here, though, with the Void Grubs. This would be because they'll get all 6. They actually get 2 Void Grubs every time they hit the turret. So it's going to be so their pushing power is going to be very very useful here, especially at the same time they can very easily siege, I should say. I think they have a way better team comp for sieging.
I did like that they moved the Braum up. Jin has to sit here alone, as AD carries hate to do for a little bit, but Caitlyn Nautilus this far behind is not going to dive him. So might as well secure the 6 scrubs. Don't lose them to a random smite from Lilia. Good move from him. But I'm curious, like, how do you withstand the pressure? Like, look at these solo, or the mid lane and bot lane lead, right? Your only winning lane, or not winning lane, your only salvageable lane is top lane. And that's an Ornn. Like, you're not really going to build a pressure carry up there. So I don't know how they expect to be able to withstand the pressure. And I'm curious what trades they can get cross-map away from the Fed members to see if they can withstand and make this game last longer than 20 minutes.
Right now, I'd actually suggest Jarvan rotate bot lane because you know that bot lane has no flash. You also know Lilia doesn't have a flash right now, so
Lilia going for a gank here. I don't think she's going to commit the ult. She does actually commit the ult.
She does commit the ult.
No one is around. Nico's going to be able to come in with the flash, and that's a kill for Lilia. Gets the shutdown.
Wow. So it was okay. This is interesting because I actually didn't think that was going to work. I'm surprised it did. That does commit the flash for Nico though. So while that does give Nico the kill, I don't know if that was actually they gave Lilia
it's
the kill.
100% worth it because there's no team fight that they're gonna look to fight where like Nico ult with flash is gonna make the difference because they're gonna lose every fight that's even. So I think it's fine to commit your flash there to get the shutdown and try to make something salvageable out of this game.
The thing is, Flash won't be up for both Rift-Herald and second Drag fight. That's the reason why I said I don't know if it's 100% worth it. Just because if Drag was still 4 minutes out, I would have said maybe. But because of this, your team fight's gonna be a little worse, and it's because now all you have is Orange Flash, and of course Orange Flash isn't gonna be that useful.
Wait, speaking of which, Mordekaiser's kind of low here. Ornn actually gonna get the solo kill? Ooh. I was just letting you go because like I just let top lane fights go because I'm like they're not gonna turn to anything. I'm not gonna interrupt my other caster for, you know, 2 top laners duking it out, but it actually turns into something. And maybe there is a light at the end of the tunnel for Baron Buddies through their top lane.
Oh, great knockback, or knockup, I should say, by Vel'Koz there to stop the gank from Lilia there.
Oh, they're rotating the Braum as well to make sure they can get mid push for Dragon. But Lilia's trying to get vision. I'm not sure if she can actually afford to be here. Nautilus is there to protect, but Caitlyn's trying to reset at the wrong time. If she gets W'd here, she's in trouble. Okay, they're not able to capitalize. I don't think Braum wanted to commit the flash R, so. They almost certainly aren't contesting this dragon. Jarvan actually says, wait, you are too close. Vel'Koz R comes in. She's gonna escape with her life, but they definitely will not be contesting the trick now. Nico's trying to be a little cheeky, but I think she needs to go back to pushing her minion wave. Oh, wait, actually, they're sticking around. They want to go for the cheeky steal. Lilia Flash is not up yet, though.
Why Orange not actually TPing here? Because I think this would have been really good, because we just saw Mordekaiser TP into the top lane, so they can't actually fight back. This is... I'm not even sure Ornn has TP'd at all this entire game.
Well, he got a solo kill, so he's got something go for it. Atomic Rider's got the solo kill of the team, okay? But I do agree that they are definitely... one side is like, yes, we need to fight this dragon, and the other side is like, no, let me build my lead. And they need to shore up that communication. It is Infernal Soul, by the way, which is very exciting for the team that's behind.
I'll say, looking at this, I definitely think looking at the playstyles, Baron Buddies is really going for that more of a solo-ish type. Again, stick to lanes, just let Lilia gank, while Divine Temple really is going for the, hey, we're going to team fight as much as we can, get together. And then top laners are just, of course, the island.
Oh, Braum flashes in, Caitlyn gets the flash out, then Root goes on to Nautilus, doesn't actually root him, and it turns into nothing but a string of flashes.
I definitely think that right there, Divine Temple does get the benefit there, especially being able to steal and have Caitlyn not have her flash right now. That's going to be very good for the fight at Rift Herald. That's probably going to happen soon, as I think, again, we as you see in the minimap, Lilia is there trying to take Raptors, and Jarvan is rotating over, so we might actually see a contest here for the Rift Herald.
Yeah, as far behind as this bot lane is, the fact that it's around your top lane Ornn, who's a bit ahead, it definitely seems like the right moment to try to pick a fight. However, Baron Buddies is recalling their bot lane Divine Temple's also sending their bot lane over, so maybe it'll just turn into a 3v3. Vel'Koz is going to get prio, and Lilia is just going back to farming, so I'm not sure exactly who's going to be the initiator here.
I definitely would have liked Baron Buddy to actually go for this Rift Herald, especially rotating Nico up. But I think they're just too
I could
afraid.
understand them being shy. Like, it is a scary world to go for a Rift Herald and never... I mean, the score is even. They're actually technically up on gold, so as far behind as they feel, with Jin not there, they would have been ahead in that 3v3. So yeah, I think it would have been great to start it.
But if we see here, Mordekaiser's actually 2 levels behind here.
Oh, they're actually pulling onto the bot lane that's so far ahead. And Lilia's holding just a Braum. I can't imagine this turns correctly, but it doesn't turn horrible.
I think Divine Temple definitely had an advantage there, because while using Lilia, and now you can't contest Rift Herald, which they are taking right now. Ornn again only walks up to lane and not TPs. I am very confused, as does this Ornn remember he has TP. He has yet to use it 16.5 minutes into this game here.
Oh, he is around the Jarvan though, and Jarvan is tanking it by himself. Mordekaiser can come to support, but it kind of isn't that strong of a Mordekaiser. I think Jarvan might just have to... No, he's fighting it. You might have to wait a little bit. He's going for the Herald. Nico's here, but she's kind of weak. They do get the Herald. They put it on the Mordekaiser for once. And Vel'Koz is trying to put Ornn out.
Gets out.
Yeah, but they're committing so hard. I know Nico's weak, but this Ornn is not weak. And Lilia's here. Jarvan's half health. Ornn ult comes out. He's definitely going to get something. But the Mordekaiser ult prevents it. Vel'Koz channeling ult. And Lilia can't stop her. I cannot believe it. They actually get away with that. Divine Temple did not really think they could win that, did they? But it absolutely works out for them. Mostly because of the amazing Mordekaiser ult. Oh, Lilia's here to actually clean up the Mordekaiser, so maybe it's not perfect.
Flash
out.
I don't know if Flash was really needed there, just because Lilia doesn't have ult there, or her own Flash. That was a very scrappy fight.
Wait, bot lane's here. I don't know why bot lane's here, but they are here. I think they want to take the tower and trade tower. Jin's already on
Flash,
the tower.
no, the Nautilus Flash. He failed to flash over the wall.
We can just leave that aside. I don't like this TP here because it never finishes, right? Oh, Nico does finish it. Does she want to be here though?
It doesn't actually save the turret though. If she saved the turret, I think it would have been useful. But because the turret wasn't saved, I don't. This is a very scrappy game.
Wait, Lilia going for the tower dive, but Jarvan's here to protect. Mordekaiser's 1 health, no R. Jarvan here to protect. I think it's gonna fizzle out, but Lilia looks like she might still be going for it. Yeah, I think Ornn just walks away. Wait, they're still tussling. They want the push in. Interesting. These low health members are here, and it's like the jungler's like begging them, please, I can push the wave in. You don't need to be here for the CS. But they're like, no, I will dodge all damage. Caitlyn here.
Bot lane's actually rotating up right now, but again, they're for the 3.
Oh wait,
if they want to do something, there might be a team fight up here.
Mordekaiser's still 1 health. Ornn is 1 health, but he's Ornn. Jarvan finally commits to ult. Lilia ult comes through. Lilia ult does stop Jarvan from living, but they get absolutely everything else. Nautilus is finally here to pick up the kill, but he will die as well, and you can't imagine that was really worth it for Baron Buddies, but it definitely made it look interesting. A complete ace because, by the way, Vel'Koz traded 1-for-1 with the Nico in the bot lane. Wow.
That hurt to watch at that point. That was... I don't even know how to explain that fight. That was, I think, a lot of misses from each person. Lilia tried to save her ultimate to whenever she had more members, but by the time she even had a chance to ult even 2 of them, she already died. I think that the Jarvan engage was pretty good, soloing out.
2 towers, by the way, for the Mordekaiser, who was super behind. But because the Rift Herald took that 2nd tower alone, I believe he got solo gold for that, which is an insane amount of gold for him. However, this does give prio to Baron Buddies for the Infernal Drake. I don't think they have enough time to start it, but they're trying it anyways. I really don't like this. I think they should set up more. Jarvan's going to be here. I'm not sure if Jarvan's going to try to go in by himself. He is onto Nico. Oh, he thinks it's a fake. Just completely ignores it. I think Jarvan has to go for this, either the steal or just a follow-up team fight. He's going to come in here. He does not get it. However, can they get a follow-up fight? Jarvan's too low. Jarvan's too low. They're going to have to fight 4v5. Nico's 1. Nautilus is probably going to go down. Vel'Koz gets a full channel off. Ornn ult is amazing. Gets on the support. Vel'Koz 1, so he has to leave. Jin is not going to be able to set up an ult. I think Caitlyn actually gets a 1v1 on Jin. And actually, Baron Buddies gets the fight that they were looking for, and a quadra kill for Nico out of nowhere. And suddenly, because Jarvan was too antsy and decided to go for the steal instead of the follow-up fight, suddenly the lead does not look so big.
Again, that evened up the gold right there. We had Baron Buddies have a 2k gold lead, then lost it.
This is gonna more than even up the gold, because I think they're gonna get a wave
with
here.
the turret, of course, they're gonna get probably a 1k gold lead here just out of that one fight. I was actually skeptical because whenever I saw the Vel'Koz ult burning down not only Nautilus but also locking the Lilia inside the Dragon Pit, but I think the Ornn ult being able to hit 3 members really did help out Baron Buddies in that situation, and because of the knockup onto Vel'Koz not being able to do the damage, both the Nico ult and just Caitlyn in general were able to actually do damage and kind of burn down the front line.
I like Joy Boy's comment here. They're like, I don't know who's gonna win here. And you know what? You're not alone. I don't think anybody has any clue. I'm sure the teams are like, wait, are we ahead now? Or Divine Temple's like, wait a second, did we just throw? What's going on? Especially since they can't see the gold totals. So I'm sure they have no clue like who's ahead and who's behind in terms of gold. But it does feel like the momentum at least is on Baron Buddy's side.
And whenever I was in the beginning of the game, I definitely said this is either going to be a bloodbath where it is back and forth, or it will be a fully one-sided match. And it does look like we are having the who knows who's going to win bloodbath here, because at 22 minutes we already have 31 kills in total. Ooh, Ornn jumps in there. I'm not sure that was the best idea, but it looks like he does get out unscathed.
Yeah, he just really wants that tower still last. He was the only one ahead on his team. He really wants to claim that tower.
Of course, mid lane still actually has both outer turrets right now.
Wait, Caitlyn's actually really low here. Nautilus is going to have to do a lot of bodyguarding here because Jhin will find you wherever you are. Doesn't like Jhin wants to commit.
Actually ulted this game as well.
Wait, Vel'Koz actually just trying to solo the 1v1 champion of Ornn. Ornn able to walk away because he's a top laner. It's okay. But I don't think he expected to be taken that low by a measly mage that's, you know. Oh, man.
This is going to be very interesting to see how both teams actually play around. I say maybe they're robust because
they're moving a lot bot lane. Like well before dragon spawns, 2 minutes before. I'm curious if they're just trying to find this Nico and get a kill. It is a 500 gold shutdown. They are spotted though, so it might fizzle out. I don't know if Caitlyn Nautilus can actually hold this tower. It's usually pretty safe, but Braum Jarvan can dive really well. And the duo of jungle support decided to just kind of hang around. Look at those wards, by the way. I don't think I've ever seen that many wards around Dragon Pit. That is 6 wards. I mean, I think it's 5 plus Scuttle. Just all ready for the dragon to spawn in 90 seconds.
And at the same time, we also have the ward down in bot lane, which means that both Vel'Koz and Mordekaiser can actually teleport in if there's going to be a fight around Dragon Pit. However, I would have actually...
Jarvan actually initiates onto Lilia. Lilia not able to get anything off. Flashes out, but dies to Jhin. Nautilus is the next one to try to get out. Flashes away, but this leaves our Caitlyn in a very vulnerable position. Doesn't get the shot off. Jarvan can't really catch up. Braum and Nautilus just duking it out for no reason. Jarvan finally showing up to actually bring some damage to the party. Caitlyn still caught up. Nico ult, however, is big. Saves the Caitlyn and actually kills the Jarvan.
Oh.
And I think that it might actually be more. Braum finally gets away. And I feel like they took the Caitlyn kill for granted, and then suddenly Nico showed up and just turned it around.
I was about to say that was a very horrible play by Caitlyn, walking right into there, especially into range of the Braum and Jarvan with the knockup, and with the Ghost, I thought that was a very useful or useless Ghost there. But with the Nautilus and Nico ult actually being able to push them back, that actually turned into a not as bad situation, I should say, with Baron. But I definitely think that did hurt them. However, it could have been way worse.
So the vision setup definitely is here for Divine Temple, but they don't quite have the timings, right? Dragon's up in 10 seconds.
Only one is up actually right now. All the vision they had around the dragon has actually disappeared except for the one Jhin trap that Lily is about to walk over.
That's true. But they did see that they weren't committing to it. They would have seen Baron Buddies like run towards it and start it right before the vision timed out. Now they're aware they're on it. Teamfight's about to start up. I'm curious if the Jhin ult can be really good here. Dragon's pretty low. I mean,
I would have
Are they
actually
gonna start
suggested
it? Brahms
Divine
here?
Temple here to actually go for the Baron, but I guess they do want to actually contest here.
Nautilus just like, no, you're not getting close. Braum is in, goes for the ultimate. Vel'Koz ult on the support, but it's only the support. Lilia gets a nice bubble onto Jin and Braum. I don't know if she's gonna go for it. She decides not to. Ornold is gonna hit absolutely everyone, but Braum blocks it. Nico still gets the ultimate off. Jarvan gets the kill on the dragon, but still this team fight is absolutely wild. I think that Mordekaiser is going to be able to clean up a few people. Jarvan goes down. Caitlyn is actually going to solo the Mordekaiser, his own ult.
A triple!
And, wow. Baron Buddies, lost the dragon, but certainly are not unhappy with that one.
I would suggest them to go for Baron right now, because they're all 4 down. They still have, again, 10 seconds just on Braum himself. I definitely think the savior of that was actually Nico. That was not only a great ult by Nico to hit the 3 people, but at the same time, Nico went into the backline and canceled Jin's ultimate there. Which I think really did help.
Nico soloed that fight entirely. That ultimate just absolutely turned the fight by itself.
Could you zoom out the camera a little? As I must say, we're very yeah. There we go. That's about it. That's all I need. So I can see. And we have the vision.
Caitlyn going for the greediest Raptors I've ever seen, by the way. Braum's gonna catch her out. Jin W misses. She doesn't have any mobility except for Ghost, but Braum misses the other one, and so she doesn't get the Raptors, but I don't know if that 80 gold was worth it.
Oh no, actually, but they will actually spot out Jarvan here, which I think is gonna be very helpful. If they see if we see Jarvan walk away, it actually might be beneficial for Baron buddies to actually go for Baron, as long as you clear out the vision there, maybe have one person bot lane to pull the attention. Having a 4v4 on Baron actually could be beneficial for Baron buddies depending on how they play it out.
I'm kind of curious how this solo fight goes. It feels like it's been a while since they've really gone at it at each other. Jarvan's gonna make it not a solo fight, however. Ornn's kind of in deep water here, right? Like, where does he walk to? He doesn't get to dodge the airborne, and yeah, he's just absolutely dead. Oh wait, no, he flashes out, and Lilia's here with the ult, but it's too late. He's only baited his team in. Lilia's going for it anyways. Yes, Mordekaiser's low, but Braum's here. There's actually a Caitlyn here as well. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to turn out. Braum is rooted, gets a nice knock-up. Jin is going to have the absolutely amazing ult lineup here. The teleport in from Vel'Koz. Actually going to solo kill Caitlyn right there. Nautilus out, but into the fire, from the fire into the fire, if you will. And yeah,
there goes Baron to Divine Temple.
Suddenly losing.
I think that TP from Vel'Koz is very helpful, and then afterwards being able to keep Caitlyn out of the fight, doing no damage. Of course,
Nico looking for the magic ult again, by the way, and she might actually get it if Mordekaiser cannot stop her. But she gets rooted, so it actually hits no one. Nico goes down too. Lilia, there's no way she gets the desperation steal.
She definitely won't.
That's 5 Barons for Divine Temple.
I think that was a huge blunder by Baron buddies, especially number one. I think after the Ornn had that fight, I think he should have definitely just walked away. Especially because Jarvan still had his ult and everything. It wouldn't have been beneficial, and Mordekaiser still had his flash ready to steal. So I would have definitely suggested the Lilia to kind of back off. It is kind of a sucky death for them. It would have definitely not costed them as much, but because they overextended, the Vel'Koz flank through mid lane was just powerful, kept the Caitlyn out of the fight, solo killing Caitlyn, which just means that the damage is just nil on the side of Baron buddies.
Yeah, I'm curious where the setup goes. I mean, this is Soul that's spawning in 70 seconds, but you're fighting against a team that has a little bit more gold than you, but also 3 dragons and a Baron buff. I mean, it's going to be really hard to deny the Soul.
And at the same time, we also see that they have all 6. They actually have all 6 grubs as well.
Jarvan just going absolutely ham onto Caitlyn. She's half health, but Jarvan will die for this. Vel'Koz gets the ult off, kills the Caitlyn, kills the Braum. The teleport comes through from Nico. Can she get it? She barely misses the ultimate. However, it doesn't matter. The follow-up does kill Vel'Koz. Lilia's still alive and looking for Actually, doesn't kill Vel'Koz. He's able to flash out of the Zanyas. Ornn is here looking for an ult that might kill Vel'Koz. I think Braum just blocks it. He's gonna go for it anyways. Yeah, absolutely blocks it. So However, this might be a weird timing where they get break. If
Orange didn't even hit his ult back. He didn't even second part of his ult. He didn't even hit what?
Brom E blocked it from behind, so he didn't get the chance.
Oh, okay. That was just. I think the Baron buddies would have had a better chance there if Nico actually hit the stuff. Actually hit.
It was
her
very
root, but
close, yeah.
She didn't hit her root, which allowed Vel'Koz to get out pretty.
Okay, this
Little-
is looking like the final stand for Baron Buddies. They are wanting to fight and deny the soul. Jarvan is really far behind because he had to respawn just now. Battle lines are drawn. Caitlyn's on a weird path, and she's on vision. I feel like they might just go for Caitlyn. Like, she is a sniper, but that is a little far to be as a sniper. Rom is deciding to split in between. Backs off, decides to not go for it. Jarvan goes for Drake. Ornn does not have ultimate, though, so he is just a big rock. He is going to try to knock people up with that big rock. Jarvan's just ignoring him, doing the dragon. Ornn just doing Ornn things. No one is taking damage except for the Ornn and the Caitlyn. Ornn will die here, but the Nico ultimate will hit the front line, kill the Braum. Jhin, Vel'Koz ult is so massive, though. Jhin looking the wrong direction. Jarvan, by the way, just soloing the dragon, not a care in the world. Finally gets it. Yeah. Wait, Lilia might get a random kill? No. Okay. That was,
I'm pretty
Jarvan.
sure that was just a Vel'Koz knockup that pretty much did half health onto the Caitlyn. That was insane damage there from the Vel'Koz.
Yeah, he is a little bit far ahead.
Of course, this Jhin being 9-1 and 11, that definitely helps the side of Divine Temple here. Oh,
That's good. My
pause.
client seems to have crashed. Oh, no, it is good.
Oh, we're
Never
back.
mind.
We're back.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. I didn't make a mistake. Don't worry about it.
Telling at you. We'll just go back.
Divine Temple just getting the push, getting the rewards of their soul. And their 6 grubs, by the way, that are still there. Objective bounties finally deciding to come around.
So I think with that soul, this game is going to be very one-sided to the side of.
The only thing that could possibly change this is a Nico ult. She has got it. Soul Food has gotten it, this game multiple times. I think even through Infernal Soul, those health bars still go down just as fast. So we'll have to look at the Nico.
I think the biggest thing is if they don't shut down the Vel'Koz, the damage Vel'Koz does with his ult is just too great. What you have to do is cancel Vel'Koz ult, force Vel'Koz to ult, cancel it by either looting him or knock up or something like that. And with that, that gives you a window, but of course you still have the Jhin who can just one-tap you with.
The teams are coalescing, by the way. The Baron's not spawning for 70 seconds, but they're both going for vision. Mordekaiser on the weird side of it. Jarvan, he's baiting them in. Jarvan is now behind the entire team of Baron buddies. I mean, not really.
Oh,
Oh,
walking back quickly.
gosh! The Zanya's though, and the Nico ult misses everything. There's no way the Baron buddies can fight this. And Lilia goes down. There's no Lilia ult. Mordekaiser gets another kill. Caitlyn goes down. Ornn is trying his best, but I can't imagine that he gets anything. Maybe he gets a Jarvan for his troubles, but that's not gonna turn the game around. Jarvan even lives, gets to laugh at them as they get 5-0.
And now they should just run down and win the game. I think this is. We still have the 40-second death timers, 30-second death timers.
I mean, they've got 6 grubs. Look at those little grubs go. Every single auto attack from a champion's 2 grubs. And the GGs are already coming out as well.
I think that was just a blunder, especially on the side of if you watch that from. If you watch Lilia just walked back after the fight. So I think that was a horrible blunder by the Lilia there.
Yeah, but it cannot be said again. This was a wild game, and Divine Temple get it entirely at the end of it. I feel like they made more good plays than bad, but there were definitely some bad from both sides.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
That was game 1. I'm excited for the next 2 games, that's for sure.
Definitely, because while looking at that, I think Baron Buddies had some good plays. I think whenever the Nico actually hit the knockups, that was very beneficial. However, especially later into the game, the Braum was able to push back the Nico from ulting or doing the stun. Same with the Vel'Koz with the knockup. I think those, without the Nico ult actually hitting 3-4 members, there was just nothing that Baron buddies could do. Same thing I said, like I said earlier, the execution needed to pull off Baron Buddy's team comp is very hard. They were succeeded in the beginning, but in the end, they just weren't able to continuously, I should say, continuously do
Mhm.
successful ults, maybe, or team fights, I should say.
Yeah, it was basically entirely on the back of Ornn and Nico, and they couldn't pull off. I mean, those ults that they found were really, um, I mean, just absolutely absurd. The ones that they did get off, but the reason why they were absurd is because most of the time it doesn't work, and towards the end, it didn't work, unfortunately. I also really want to highlight the um Braum though. I feel like he did was able to prevent some key Ornn ultimates. Like the last one was just like, oh, it looks flashy, maybe one person doesn't die. But the first ultimate that Braum blocked from Ornn absolutely turned that fight. And I think it was only lost by the Nico ult. So, I mean, that was really good counter pick in a way. I think they picked the Braum first, but either way, it was
No,
definitely
they picked the Braum
highlighting.
afterwards because the
Hmm.
Braum was the last pick for the first round for Red Side.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean,
They got baited
really,
by the Nautilus because they did Nautilus Ornn baiting for the Vel'Koz support, but it was
I
actually
mean,
both
it
sides
was
mid.
explosive game one for the first split, living up
Definitely.
to everything that you expect from this league. Really liked how both team comps kind of showed why they were picked. I mean, we saw the Nico and Ornn definitely pop off at times. And then we saw the Jarvan do Jarvan things, and Volkaz definitely did Volkaz things. So, what do you expect for them to change about the draft for next game? By the way.
I definitely think that this won't be another Nautilus game. I think Nautilus had some good plays, but I think that they need a pushing lane. They, especially like how that was, that they need a pushing lane there. And if they're playing the Caitlyn again, I would love a Morgana. I would love a Lux, an Ashe, a Renata, something that can push really hard. I actually want to see if they're gonna ban the Vel'Koz this next game, as compared to having like and banning the Trundle or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the new bans will be coming out. Uh, I think that the Nocturne could be changed from the side of Divine Temple. Their ban, I think, not while Nocturne's powerful. I think,
Mm-hmm.
or actually, I actually like them switching out the Maokai ban for something like the Nico or the Ornn, because it does definitely look like top lane was having a very hard time against the Ornn early game.
Yeah, I'm curious if Nico's gonna hit a ban anyways, just because of how well it played in some of those team fights. And I'm also interested in see if they change their level one because the level one definitely, let's just say it struggled at points. I mean,
I'm
I
actually
especially would like the AD carry to build an item. I know that's controversial, but that's my take.
I'm actually going to ask right now if did he forget to buy an item or did he like mess up? Because I actually want to know if that was that was actually on purpose or something like that. Let's see. Because if you saw, it didn't have a Doran's item after it updated. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know
Yeah.
if he totally forgot to buy a Doran's item or was he saving up for buying a pickaxe like instantly because he had two potions, a pickaxe, and the boots. So it could be possible that he just didn't buy an item to save up for pickaxe, or he bought boots and three potions and it just didn't load for us. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so just a few things you can change immediately, right? Maybe draft a better lane for the Caitlyn. Maybe build items on the Caitlyn. Anyways, we're gonna get into the second draft as quick as possible. Everything is just setting up. I believe we don't go to a break between drafts. So, let me just see if I think that we might also be seeing um Divine Temple switch back their Isa, but I don't know for sure. what is going on there. Honestly, that was very last minute. So we'll have to see if they change up their team at all beyond just the champions and what side they pick, of course. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that Baron Buddies doesn't really have to. Like, it looked like a pretty bad loss at the end, but they don't really have to change much to turn that into a success. They just have to kind of work on their strengths, which is maybe a better, stronger bot lane, and then keep the team fight comp kind of going. It looks like Baron Buddies will be taking red for this game. So I'm
Oh,
kind of
okay.
interested if they think rather than like an important first pick champion, they want the counter pick rather. Which honestly, considering the way that they got countered there with the Vel'Koz bait, makes a lot of sense.
Definitely there.
Okay, wait a second. So it looks like DT is changing their roster for the second game. Um, I believe Glizzy Gobbler is now playing support, which is interesting to
No,
say
I
the
don't think
least.
they're not in LCS order because David Runner's the mid lane, Alpha is their support, so they're still trying to get the last person in. Oh, actually,
No,
yes,
I know.
Glizzy is okay. I see it there. Yeah, that is. Oh, I gotta go look at his OP.GG and see what support champs he plays because that is he plays Senna.
Yeah, okay, that makes
He
sense.
he plays Senna.
That might work better with well, Jin Senna. I'm not sure how that works, but it definitely could kind of do well into the Caitlyn, I think. It looks like because the roles are changing, they're gonna give 5 more minutes to scout as well. We're getting a full roster now. It is going to be in for DT on blue side is going to be Indelible, Angry, Davi, Alpha, and then Glizzy. So Glizzy
Oh,
will
they're
be
actually
going to
switching
support.
Alpha into 80s. They're actually switching Alpha to ADC while Glizzy to support. So I guess so the support from last game Alpha will actually be playing ADC this game with Glizzy going support. So this definitely does change a lot, which will change a lot of things, which means we should also look and see which ones they'll be playing. Because if we look at if we look at Angry, he definitely looks like he loves playing the Ornn or not Ornn, the Udyr jungle and the Vi jungle. So and
Mhm.
Trundle. So he definitely is playing meta with the possibly Shinzao, Vi, Viego, Trundle are all very much in the meta. Same thing with Udyr. So it'll be interesting to see if he does pull out the Udyr. Now
Yeah.
for Alpha, where he is. I actually want to see what ADC is he has to counter because I wonder if they will try to get the Jin again. So it does look like he does play Jin.
Mhm.
He's actually pretty good at Jin actually, with a 5.2 KDA, and also a Twitch player. Blech.
What's wrong with Twitch? You have a problem?
Twitch is the bane of my existence. Should not exist. Worst champion in the game. Minus actually, I'll put Shaco and Yumi above him, but third worst. He is just horrible. Should not be in the game. Just no.
Yeah, so once again, there's going to be a small amount of time between the next game or next draft just because we're giving Baron Buddies a little bit of time to scout because the roster did switch. After that, the draft will start. Um, yeah, I mean, it's hard to imagine that Baron Buddies can really adjust their strategy now that the roster has changed from Divine Temple so much. But I mean, what do you expect them to just ban Senna straight off? Like, you know what? We're gonna win
I
bot lane
don't
by
know. And I'm also curious. I'm looking at the Twitch chat here, and we see Faith here saying, "I'm about to bamboozle y'all with this support pick." So I wonder if it's even going to be something crazy like with
don't leak
Lehens
it.
picking the
Don't leak it.
Singed.
They could be
What?
watching. I'm just kidding.
What are you gonna play,
Well,
Lens?
I mean, honestly, if you're gonna bamboozle, it doesn't really matter what gets leaked because there's no way they ban it, right?
Oh, you're
Uh,
glitz. You gotta. That tells you gonna pull out something like the Singed, like Lehens did. You gonna pull out the weird Cho'Gath support and stuff like that. Now you do
no
that,
amount of scouting will
that
find
becomes
out what
fun.
it is.
Because stuff like that is seeing people. bring out weird stuff, especially after Kyria's Callista, Caitlyn, Twitch, all of those definitely pushed what you're able to do, I should say. Kind of said, oh, we can play other stuff. Why not? And I like it, but you're not Kyria.
I
And
mean,
that's
at
the
this
biggest
level,
thing.
you don't have to be carrier. You could just play some random nonsense almost. Sorry about that intrusion.
It just you're not Kyria though. So the level that you're able to play, your biggest thing is you can play the champ. You just got to make sure that the enemy doesn't know how to play against it. That's the biggest thing. If you can know the champ, but you need to know. You have to make sure the enemy doesn't know its weaknesses. And
Mhm.
like Sins, all you gotta do just don't be near him. He can't hit you. He can't as long as you can't get grabbed. You're fine. Are we in ban? Are we actually in draft here?
They just started draft. Yeah, Maokai was banned. And we are officially starting draft. Now, remember, Baron Buddies is on red side now. I don't think that they're going to blind pick Caitlyn again, and they don't have to. Bans are
Yes.
looking similar though.
They do. I don't think that this Maokai is the best ban. Yeah, just because Maokai's power level kind of has gone down, and I'm actually more. I actually want to see how if I can even find. I'm questioning if they have my op.gg actually because it's pretty funny because I was used to being Maokai first ban against me because that's what I one tricked, and I'm surprised that I guess the Baron Buddies ADC is or jungle is the exact same. I do like this Udyr band though. The Angry is actually doing pretty good on Udyr jungle, so I do like to see
Okay,
that
that
ban.
is surprising. They decided to ban the Caitlyn after last game, which is interesting because I feel like Baron Buddies was ready to move on to a different lane. But Divine Temple actually just circumvents that and says, you are definitely moving on to a different lane.
And I am a little okay with that. I actually want to see the little variety and not just again having the Caitlyn push. Morgana is a very good pick here. She is very powerful. She is 56% win rate in solo queue right now. It's insane. Just
Mhm.
because of her lethality late game. Even with 2 items, she already hits like a truck.
Okay, Varus is actually pretty similar to Caitlyn except for his late game capabilities, but in lane it's very similar. You outrange the Misfortune and you poke her. The Xin Zhao, however, is a really nice adaptation.
I do want to see how this Varus goes if he's going to do on hit or lethality. So it's going to be interesting to see how how he builds, I should say. But like with the Misfortune, having the Zenzel being able to, I guess, cancel Misfortune's ult is going to be very powerful because if Misfortune is able to have her entire ult, I mean, it shreds anyone on the team, especially with 2 3 item lethality.
Vi is interesting. Kind of similar comps almost that I'm looking at. Like a similar 80 carry and a similar jungler already.
This really is a very pro sided, I guess, minus the Misfortune. Don't see Misfortune very often in pro leagues, of course. But I still think it's powerful here, especially in lower elos when coordination isn't as good.
Um,
Oh,
did they
oh,
did
Jarvan
they forget
support.
something?
This is
Yeah.
as he said, as Glenn said earlier, a Jarvan support is very interesting here. The thing is, I almost want to see an Alistar, to be honest, because it just I think Jarvan support's gonna be very similar to something like the Rakan and being able to and with Alistar being able to push off the Jarvan. Vi mid calling it? Ooh, that's be
So
interesting.
Braum comes
Braum.
out again, not countering the Orin this time. Oh wait, yeah, not countering the Orin this time. So it still
Well, it's
looked
actually
good though.
Braum on Baron Buddy side this time.
Oh, right, of course, yeah. So interesting to pick Braum here because it does block the Misfortune ult this time instead of Baron Buddy's own ult. So it is a nice answer. However, with the rest of the I mean, it is a good counter engage pick. I think I like it.
So you're saying that Vi is going mid, but I don't see a single game of Vi on the mid laner here. I see a Vel'Koz one trick. But
Look, if the support hadn't come into chat and said you're not going to bleed my support, I would agree with you. But yeah, I think it is driving support because of that one fact, which
yeah,
definitely
this
colors
is
my expectations a little bit.
definitely here. Of course, we see the Mordekaiser ban and Ornn ban. I expected the Ornn ban, but I would have not thought about the Mordekaiser. I don't think he was that prominent in team fights or especially early
Mhm.
game. He really didn't do much. I would have definitely prioritized
It's
something.
probably the Nico that was so mad about that one mortal, or no, it was the Orin that was so mad about that mortal that absolutely wrecked him.
So it's again
um,
Ari ban here again, targeting soul food here as the mid laner. Oh, right
mm,
exit. We don't see Zoe very often in pro
I
play
mean,
or
it's
even
good
just in solo
here.
queues. So it
I
really is the
really like it
poke,
here.
especially as if Vi misclicks and ults Zoe, that could be over. Oriana, I think that's good. Being able to shockwave cancel most of the abilities. I guess most of the ults, I should say. Minus Vi here. Of course, Vi untargetable, but being able to kind of hit Morgan or not Morgana, Misfortune in the backlines, that can be very powerful. This Jarvan, we still don't know where it's gonna go, so we'll actually see what the team comp is here.
Oh my
So
goodness.
Azir or Azir Oriana, welcome to Worlds 2023. Azir
I think it's
Oriana
going to be a
won
little
two
bit more
games.
explosive than those lanes usually are. But I'm really liking the team fight comps from both sides because I think I mean, last game there was just so many R buttons already being pressed, and this game has even more impactful champions somehow, despite that game being stock full of champions that can turn the fight with one R.
Ooh, so that is a Jarvan. I'm still gonna guess it's a Jarvan support with her next in top lane. I want to see how this Azir does with the faker playmaker stuff, but Renekton and Jax, I think Jax is still very powerful right now. I'm not sure. I think it's 14.2 where he gets his crazy buff that should not exist in the game, which is his what is it? Was it his Q or E or whatever does 50% damage to turrets and his ult as well, which just means he shreds turrets like crazy. And he shouldn't be that powerful, but they're buffing him anyways, so it's gonna be insane.
Um, I will say that despite the teams looking similar to last game, I mean not champion wise, but like composition, team fight wise, I think I really like the chances for Baron Buddies to actually have winnable lanes this time, whereas last time they were a little bit lacking. So as long as the AD carry for Baron Buddies buys items, I
Yeah.
think that this will be a lot more playable early game for Baron Buddies, even though they made some of it work last time. Yeah, I mean, I can't even say who I think won draft or anything. Like the picks
I,
are so out there and interesting that I'm not sure. I feel like it's going to come down to like team skill more than draft.
because I mean, technically, both are team fight oriented, but at the same time, they're not as team fight oriented as they should be, right? Jax kind of wants to pick. For Oriana wants to team fight. Varys depends how he builds. Can team fight. I think he's more of a poke champion. Picking. I guess a pick champion, I should say. Same with Xin Zhao. I kind of see him more as someone that wants to pick out someone. And the Divine Temple is full on team fight. The Misfortunal, the Jarvanal, the Aziro, the Renekton, those all just want to engage, want to team fight. And then we have the Vi, who's again like a pick champ. So it's a very big thing of how are these teams going to actually fare
Okay,
in the
I can
game?
confirm by the way, it is Glizzy Gobbler on the Jarvan support.
Yeah, again, after what he said in chat, I definitely guessed it because there's no way Vi support is even, I guess, doable. I would say just because her only thing is engage, right? But there's not much else. She doesn't have really good CC, I should say, and she would fall off late game without any items and stuff like that. No gold.
Okay. Yeah, gonna be interesting to see if this game has as many kills as last game did. Uh yeah, I don't know. Let's start to a break and get your predictions in and let's see what the heck happens. I have no clue.
This is
All
gonna
right,
be
see you in a bit.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, guys.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, I see the wrong one. So we're live now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And I can
I
see
want to
that
say
Varus has a longsword. Red has done it.
he has
He's not
items.
opening items. The level 1 is similar, by the way, but from the opposite side. Baron Buddies comes in for the deep ward. However, Orianna not going to be able to... Wait. I don't think Azir can
He
actually
does
punish
spot,
her.
but I don't think they can be
Zinzao
punished
might be
since I
able
was
to...
behind.
Nah, nothing. They're just looking at each other. However, last time, Divine Temple was able to get the start on Baron Buddy's blue. This time they don't even get a ward there, or not they, but Baron's Buddy doesn't even get a ward there on Divine Temple's blue. So it will be asymmetrical information. Only Divine Temple knows where XT is. Baron Buddies does not know where Angry is.
I will say I do like this Braum taking Exhausty. I think that's...
Oh, that's interesting. So, not only do they ward his blue, they also ward the Raptors, so they'll know exactly as then goes to Krugs or to Raptor second as well.
Oh, it hasn't showed. I was like really confused. I'm like, well, where's Krugs on the map? I'm like, the yellow dot didn't come up. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, they take a little bit to spawn, so you
just
can't
like
start
Braum,
there.
yeah.
Oh, Jack's actually getting a really nice trade here. It's not going to turn into like a... Whoa, actually, this is really
he
big
stopped.
damage.
That was... I think he tried to auto and just canceled it. He didn't move at all. I will say, again, looking at bot lane here, I do like the Braum.
Okay, so they know Zen goes to Krugs, and this means Vi can do a really nice cheese gank if she wants to, because she knows Zen is not going to be there for 10 years. However, if she's going for a gank, I don't think their bot lane knows it because they're pushing out. Jack's getting a really nice trade again, by the way, as I'm talking about bot lane. I don't think that they can dive level 3. So it doesn't seem like Vi's going to go for it. She is pathing up here, maybe for the invade because they did just see Zen leave Raptors. I think the 3v3 does go in the favor of Divine Temple simply because of the misfortune early. But I'm curious if it gets there. Vi misses Zinzao in the night. Zinzao actually going for a cheese gank of his own.
But it looks like he's really spotted here, though. I mean, this is...
Yeah.
He will lose.
Zen going on the Jarvan, who is not a jungler, by the way. Vi gets the blue buff, though. So, I mean, she does get the blue... Yeah. You can't really imagine that Zinzao really wanted to just poke a Jarvan out and lose his blue buff. And I think he's really surprised when he walks back and it's gone. It's like, is this a magic trick? Yeah, by getting the gank onto Orianna, I don't think it's going to turn into anything. I think the more impactful part is taking the blue buff, but Ori does have to blur TP early, which is a little annoying. Jack's looking to maybe deny or at least spot Vi taking the...
it looks like Orianna just takes the pot and just holds that lane, because he knows that taking... Because if you see, CS is still about the same. Of course, Zinzao is definitely very behind now.
Oh my goodness. So you would think that Vi would want to double back onto this Orianna because she's being so greedy, but she's going for the blue buff instead, and I think Zinzao might be trying to cover it. Nope, Zinzao just going bot lane as well, so never mind. Jack's taking a tower shot, by the way, just completely erasing all the work that Atomic has done in this lane up to now. Unlucky. Yeah, you make like 4 good trades and then you take 1 tower shot and suddenly health bars are equal.
It definitely does
wait,
suck.
maybe another good trade upcoming. The
Stun
stun in the middle of the minion wave?
wave?
Yeah, the stun in the middle of minion wave, so that way Jax wasn't even able to get the counter strike up. And now Vi's here to gank, not even needing the flash. Jack might flash, or flashes out. But you know, you still really don't want to be Jax here. Yeah, you lived, but you made so many good trades and then you lose it all to just a really nice stun and a bad tower shot. Vi's gonna make sure that Jax feels no pain as well.
And I actually want to bring this up. More Misfortune actually already used her heal, actually.
Well,
I'm
interesting.
guessing whenever they had the bottom skirmish, so I'm actually want to know that definitely is unfortunate for the bot lane, being that Zinzao can probably pass down here if they ping that she has no heal, but I don't know if
how did Jax get the bail out here, by the way? It looks like Renekton's just not going to TP, so he doesn't actually end up in that much trouble. He's just going to be able to TP back. Renekton's pathing weird. I think he's still going top lane, but maybe they're trying to punish this Orianna who is pushing in Azir a little bit too much. No? Okay. Renekton's just taking the scenic route to top lane. That's fine.
I still kind of want to criticize the Jax, because again, this Jax does not like to use TP. Or Atomic, I should say, in general. Because again, like, if
I
you
think
watch last game,
I think that Atomic is fine to not TP here because Indelible didn't TP. If Indelible TP, then yeah, Jax is gonna be in trouble. But walking here is fine. It does give up the Void Grubs, but you're probably gonna lose them anyways. Zinzao's actually looking to contest, goes in. Jax is here, gets one.
It.
The 2v2 is so close though. Zin's probably gonna die first. The counter strike is gonna be massive, but Azir is here before Orianna is. So Jax just has to run with his kill between. It's like Zin's down, and all they get for it is one Void Grub, but they do lose a kill.
I think Jax there hesitated. As you saw, he walked in, didn't hit anything, actually walked out before walking back in. So I think if Jax jumped in a little earlier, it could have saved the play. But it
Vi's here, by the way, gets the knock up onto Orianna. Orianna just flashes. Azir used his flash to make that play. Just flash for flash at the end of the day. Getting stunned again in the mini wave, by the way, kind of hurts.
I'm surprised that Azir didn't actually ult there. I would have said that. I would have thought that would have
I think
been
he's out of
100%
mana.
kill.
I think he
is
wanted
out
to,
of
and that's why he flashed, but he had no mana. I could be wrong though.
TP in the mid lane for Orianna, so it looks like her TP will be.
I expect to see Azir match it very soon. How is Draven support doing, by the way? Yes, they had to pull the heal, but it looks like CS is even. No further sums. Everything's up now, and jungler interaction was just that one scuffle on Draven for a little bit, so I guess it's just kind of working out okay.
You know, first we see gold still even, so the kill gave over 400 gold over, but I don't think it affected too much because it was the. I mean, of course, Vi got the kill and Renekton got the assist, but it's not really putting anything bad on the carries and the Azir or.
Look at this play right now. Bot lane's going up to either get vision or to hunt for the Vi. Vi does show up, but they're getting the pink ward at the wrong time. Vi goes in, is just to be able to knock him away. I don't think they're going to commit without any further CC. Yeah, Varus just gets the poke off, and they protect the pink ward, so, you know. And then just
really did a lot, actually, to the Varus. Surprised there. Has to use the potion to try to regain health and not back.
I'm wondering. Oh, Jax is going in here. The counter strike means the minion wave advantage does not matter. Renekton flashes away and gets out, but I don't think that he can hold this wave. He's gonna have to TP back. Vi here for the gank, by the way. On a pink ward, knows that she's not spotted, but Zen is also coming down. Gonna be spotted really soon. Goes on the dragon actually just the wrong time. Renekton's staying, by the way, not TPing like I said. Zen's still on the dragon. Vi should know that he's there, but she's being patient, which is smart. Orianna's coming way before Azir. Azir is finally going to show up. Renekton might just die here while I'm talking about the bot fight, by the way. Actually, he is going to die. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that counter strike gets up. The dragon is going down to half here. I think Vi is about to make her move. Azir as well. By the way, Varus is backing up. Vi is gonna knock him up into the MFO terminal, and now even the Orianna's gonna fall, even though she wasn't part of that, and was absolutely gonna be able to chase down this Varus too. They get absolutely everything. They deny the dragon, and they get 3 kills just for losing their support.
No, the Vi went down as well, actually.
Oh, okay, sorry, 2 kills. Or 3 kills for 2, but yeah. You'll take that.
Oh, 3 kills for 2, but especially with the... I think Jax getting that kill top lane evened it out a little more. So it wouldn't have been a... So it technically was, in the end, it was a 3 for 3, but without that, it would have been a 3 for 2, and I definitely think Baron Buddies would have been kind of worse off in the situation.
I mean, Renekton is showing up like nothing's wrong, but something is very wrong. Jax goes in. Not going to be the kill yet, but you're definitely going to regret being pushed up. Actually, Renekton goes for the all-in. Jax doesn't have ult, so he kind of has to run away, but the health bars are even. Renekton had to use ult. He does finally get the bail of the crash. Vi's here going for the Void Grubs, but I don't know if Baron Buddies is really going to let him get it. Orianna's showing up first. Zinza's on the wrong side of the map, by the way, so this fight is a little uncalled for. Orianna getting caught up. This is here, doesn't even have to ult. And Renekton gets it, which is a much-needed gold for Renekton. Zinza's finally going to slink over to the dragon, by the way, and claim what he attempted to get before. Oh, nope, never mind. He doesn't want to go for it with bot lane pushed up. Back to Bull, just gets a ward, and is going back to farming.
These players definitely pushing PD.
they should know that XT is in the area. Xin Zhao is going to be behind Divine Temple, but they know that he's here, so I think they want to fight, but the Varus ult was not calculated for. MF is not going to escape. She's going to go down here, and that might be what they need to do with the Dragon. And meanwhile, the cross map, after the Void Grubs, they decide to stop at the Azir buff, and they do get it under tower, but Vi also lives.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Oh, close there too. It does kind of suck that Jax doesn't have a ward. I think most Jax, I don't know if he used his control ward already or if he didn't have enough gold for his control ward. But again, having the ward jump, I think is very important for a Jax. So that he now does buy the control ward.
I think Atomic also wasn't paying attention to the map as well, because not just like, you know, that they didn't show up on a ward, but more that he knew that Divine Temple was looking at those Grugs, and where are they gonna go after that? Straight to top lane.
I'm not actually saying the control word for vision, but actually to jump
Right.
specifically. Because again, after Vi ulted, I think it would have been best to jump then flash, because now you get further into turret, which means she would have had to take another tower shot. Which definitely would
Vi's up here again, by the way. Jax had a lead, but it might be slipping here. Vi's looking undetected. Renekton walks away a little bit too far. The jump over the Vi, though, means he's absolutely safe without even having to blow a summoner.
I will say,
Azir does not want to lose that word.
Azir doesn't actually have.
Oh, the Orianna ult stops the commitment from Azir. Xin Zhao jumps in. Azir has to flash, which is really unfortunate, because that Azir flash is so nice.
I think that definitely was in the favor. Of course, ult was used by Orianna, but that is definitely going to come up way before the flash from Azir, which means you can pressure the Rift Herald that spawns in a minute and a half here. Which I think that bot lane should
looking for
push
Jax
this
again.
wave
No
back
counter strike
and-
is actually really huge. No counter strike, no flash, but Vi takes a long way.
Oh, it's double
Renekton's
ult,
actually a little overcommitted. Misses the Q for Vi, so they don't actually get anything. So it ends up okay for Jax.
I think bot lane should back and actually rotate top lane right now for Rift Herald. Just push in wave. I think Xin Zhao should as well. Xin Zhao's back is stopped by the MFW. Actually, E. Whoopsie.
I like how Vi is just absolutely Angry has absolutely dominated XT's topside for the last like 3 minutes, and poor Jax has just been caught out by 2 ganks that he narrowly escaped, and still Vi is just taking the red buff too. Orianna's coming to clean it out though. Wait, does Orianna know that Vi's behind her? I don't
Yes,
think
I think
that
Orianna
Soulfruit
has
is...
been spotted now.
Okay, just gonna clear out the pink ward. They did rotate the jungler for Herald, but it looks like Varus is going back to bot lane. Let's see where the Braum goes, because that's really going to be telling of what they go for.
Looks like Brahm's just going bot lane here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Baron Buddy should drop his Herald, especially because now bot lane has one more.
Oh, the Varus ult comes in. He doesn't have his support yet, but it does not matter. Jarvan has to flash out simply because the Varus ult and the tower.
As well as heal actually from Misfortune, so I think that was a great play by the Varus there. He does just have to use ult, but that's flash by Jarvan and heal by Misfortune, so this next team fight that's going to happen is going to be very beneficial to
both junglers looking around mid lane. Orianna's really overextended. She does have ults. Not going to use it. Vi comes in, gets the ult on her. Azir's going to be able to ult as well. I don't think the ball's going to save her. She ults herself to just maybe pick up something. Xin Zhao's not even going to... gets the flash off for the Azir. Is going to be able to get the 1v1 on the Vi as well. You have to imagine Vi flashes out, but the tower dive comes through. The Q knockup under tower, and he's going to lead away with the Angry Lives with 1 health despite being dead to rights just because of that Q that was instrumental in getting another tower shot.
This fight definitely is. It is going more and more over to the side of Divine Temple here. I think the Rift Herald again is Baron Buddy's lifeline. If they can't get it, then that puts again such a great sieging power by Divine Temple just to kind of break open the base by having 4-man mid push break for tier 1 or even bot lane. Take down the tier 1, put Rift Herald down, and even take maybe even tier 2. It's definitely going to pool at least one member from Baron Buddies in these future fights around Baron, around dragon for soul and everything.
Jax is roaming. Just gonna spot out the Azir looking up. He does. Atomic does have teleport for the dragon fight if it does happen. Jarvan support is looking at the Rift Herald though, so I think it's gonna be another trade. Xin Zhao's on the bot side. I think XT is just gonna want to go for the dragon. We'll have to see. I mean, Jarvan support right now is doing with Azir, and Vi's gonna be late.
Ouch.
I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at the video. Wait, the teleport comes through from Renekton just to secure this. Jax has no business being here, by the way. He needs to just get out of town. I hope that he doesn't make the same mistake again, where he knows that the entirety of Divine Temple is up here, and he overcommits. The wave's in a horrible spot for him, but he has to back off. Meanwhile, Baron Buddy's going to take the dragons they've been graciously given for the Herald. And
they
yeah,
have to, or else this would be, it wouldn't be worth it. But I think right now,
FF's looking for a cheeky steal, by the way. I don't know if she's
it-
going to commit R. She does commit R! But Xin Zhao clearly has the smite and gets it. Braum goes to half health, but they don't have a serious contest here, I'm pretty sure. Vi is looking for it. Did you have a 0R? Xin Zhao was looking at it. None of them backing down. Jax teleports in. Vi has to get out. She does get out with the flash, but now the rest of the team has to pay. Everyone is low on Divine Temple, and everyone goes down. MF's not even going to escape because of the flash from the Jax. Right? Yeah, okay. No, MF's not
that was
gonna
a
escape.
great play, actually, by the Baron Buddies. The TP, again, down by the Orianna to actually get it. Jax is, ooh, I was going to say Jax is very questionable with the wave there. It looks like they will get actually tier 1 in response as well. Of course, Jarvan is up, so they should stop.
I don't know why Divine Temple really wanted to look at that so much. Like, I felt like they had been happy with the trade of Rift Herald for Dragon, and then suddenly like, no, we want more. We want both. MF already committed the ult to try a steal that was doomed from the start. I mean, there's Braum there too. So the entire idea of Divine Temple trying to fight without the MF ult afterwards seems a little suspect, and they do get punished for it.
I will say that Braum did miss his ult and tried to hit Vi with his ult. Did chip her, but it didn't stop her Q until Xin Zhao came in to kind of stop the channeling. So in the beginning of the fight, it actually did look like it was going to go to the side of Divine Temple, especially with that Azir ult, with the Jarvan ult. But the damage that was able to come out from the Varus, from the Orianna Shockwave, I think really did benefit Baron Buddies in that fight there, to kind of come back to actually now have a gold lead. So very kind of tiny gold lead, but the gold lead is a gold lead in the end.
These trades are so sad for Renekton. I feel like no matter what stage of the game we're watching, it's just always sad for Renekton.
I'm surprised that
Speaking of,
Jax
this might turn somewhere. He has to flash out. Xin Zhao is here. Renekton going in with the ultimate, but it doesn't matter because Xin shows up. He has nowhere to go. He didn't even have to pop. He decided to pop the ult because Xin showed up.
At the same time, flash was also used. Oh, actually, ult got whiffed by Varus here. So it looks like they will
using it
take
to wave
first
clear.
turret.
Varus a
first
little bit
turret.
in no man's land. Gets out.
I think that ult's fine by MF. That stops the turret being taken here. Vi is pushing, but it looks like
who
she'll
will
kind of
stop the Jax?
No one, actually. There's no one even on his side of the map. So it looks like Vi is going to be rotating up now. And my guess is that they're going to be putting vision around Baron. Just because without vision, I do think Baron Buddy's take on Baron is going to be pretty fast, being that Azir doesn't have actually any good items. Azir didn't build Nashor's Tooth first, which I think a lot of pros are doing right now, is because Nashor's Tooth is just very powerful. So I would have liked, again, Nashor's Tooth on Azir first. That Baron take potential right there just from the AP, from the attack speed that you get, is just so powerful. So, which means that this Azir will be more powerful again whenever it gets Nashor's Tooth, and then especially after he gets Luden. Or not Luden, Rabadon's Death Cap.
Divine Temple's kind of committing here. I think Zen might get a really nice flank. There's no Orianna, no TP, so maybe it doesn't turn into anything, but they are certainly not afraid to look for it.
I will also say this is actually the all-seeing Baron.
Wait, Vi's gonna go in, get the knock-up on the Zen. They're just gonna couch him out before anyone else can come to help. They absolutely have to turn around now. Renekton and Jax trying to 1v1 once again, but how could this ever turn any other way than Jax completely demolishing Renekton one more time?
And the Q doing almost a quarter of, or maybe not, about a fifth of the health right there. I will say that that is flash used by the Vi.
Is
Same
Jarvan?
with the ult. No, looks like it should be flashing. Oh, Azir is pushing up a little, but without
You're just gonna
Orianna.
herald and get the dragon.
I will say the thing is, I would really like one of them to back here, because as you see, just Jax is now just hitting on the tier 2 as well, so that's a pretty good trade actually.
Yeah, it's really hard for them to set up for this dragon because now
And they don't even actually take it. So Jax doesn't even get the turret isn't even taken down here. So oh, it doesn't look like Azir's gonna get anything out of this.
Jax does have TP, so he is resetting. Renekton has TP as well. Rom going to half before the fight, but Angry's gonna also die. The MF ults purely to try to protect Angry, but she still falls. Gizly Gobbler comes in, flashes in, gets the Varus.
Oh, great shockwave actually.
Gets the ARG, it kills the entire bot lane of Baron Buddies. And now MF may go down, but I think
Orianna is very questionable. Probably will have to just hold flash because I don't think it's worth the flash here.
Jax
is
is
in the area though.
Quite strong. Jarvan is just a support, so he probably will fall. Renekton cannot 1v1 the Jax, so how could he possibly 1v2? He does not even get the Xin Zhao's constellation.
And that is an ace actually and of course Jax is just powerful enough with Xin Zhao there just to solo drag here.
Yeah.
That was definitely a scrappy fight, both sides.
I did chide Atomic for playing into the jungle a little bit, but the rest of his laning phase has been phenomenal. His trades straight from level 1 have absolutely outboxed the Renekton from even playing the game. And whenever Renekton has not had the jungle support, is just completely lights out.
Ooh, excuse me. Well, looking at this, of course, we see the Jax going to already having 2 items compared to the Renekton not even having a second item. So it'll, with this 6-1 and 3 Jax, he's just going to continuing to scale. And as we see here, yeah, Jax is 3k gold up actually on the Renekton. If I see that, yeah, 3k gold up. That is insane. The majority of that gold lead that Baron Buddies has is just the Jax himself. Again, I think that the Azir still doesn't have Nashor's Tooth, which just means that they will be weaker in team fights until I think Azir is the only person that can fight the Jax late game. Renekton won't do anything.
He is trying to get that Nashor's before Soul spawns, because this is a really early Soul for Baron Buddies. Jax once again trading on Renekton, by the way. Indelible cannot deal with it alone, so Jarvan's here. Jarvan might not even be enough. No, the stun from Renekton into the knockup. Jarvan goes down, but MF is going to actually not too much damage at all until Varus comes in.
Varus did damage on Varus afterwards, but he did absolutely nothing to the Xin Zhao there. Xin Zhao just tanked it and just said, it's fine.
That was really funny to watch her annihilate Varus's health as he came in towards the second half of the ult bowl. Xin Zhao and Jax are sitting there being like, what is this supposed to hurt?
And I do like that they have Orianna actually top lane just to stop this Vi push here. So the siege I think is very beneficial. And of course, Jarvan isn't up yet. Not much damage from the Varus, of course.
Oh, Jax is taking a little bit too much damage. It's okay because Braum can disengage.
But it's also Jax. I mean, he heals it afterwards. And he almost has ult up. He's already his ult's almost back up again. Oh, Vi is
coming in for the late engage. It's gonna be alone for a little bit. The rest of the team is not showing up, by the way. They're just like,
that was a very
angry?
poor execution by Vi. I'm not sure. Of course, I'm guessing Vi just wanted to stop the cancels, but her own team just wasn't there to back her up. She just dies for it.
Divine Temple was like, angry? I don't know that jungler. That's not my jungler. That's someone else's jungler.
all that was used there, that was a Braum ult for a kill. That really wasn't beneficial. I mean, if Vi took out a couple flashes and died, maybe, but that was only Braum ult.
I like the idea. I like the idea, but the rest of the team did not. I think that
the thing is, you should not be jumping into an 8-1 and 3 Jax. That's just not a smart idea. Jax has 4 items. Or sorry, 3 items already. Renekton doesn't even have a second yet.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good for Indelible's bank account, that's for sure.
Does look like Divine Temple is going to be kind of putting vision on the Baron here, but with this Jax here,
Jarvan gets out.
that
Not so bad.
jump did still damage, even though he wasn't even on the same page. That's the power of 3-item Jax here.
Okay, Orianna
Oh,
does have
Renekton.
TP, but Renekton has to go to half. I don't
Flash
think they're
already
gonna commit
used
the...
by Renekton.
Yeah, I don't think Orianna's gonna TP for this fight because it doesn't turn into anything, but you're pretty happy to see that Flash taken out. Orianna not matched entirely. No one is coming to the aid of this tower. That might just be a bunch of gold for Soul Food Lover.
I don't know, he doesn't take it as fast, and Renekton's almost there already. So I don't think this turret will go down.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
there's Renekton
Renekton
will
can't
get-
really do anything except for clear waves either. Zinzo thinking that he's Jax
Whoa.
for a second. Jarvan's not tanky
He
enough
might
to do
actually be,
anything.
though,
Braum
at
is
this
coming
point.
here. Braum is gonna have the ult. He flashes forward. The ult's gonna hit the Vi for sure. And Vi goes down. Wow, yeah, that was kind of like what Angry was thinking, except XT's team followed up. You know, I'm gonna jump in.
That's just
and-
Baron. That's because Renekton's bot lane. I think that's just Baron to the side of Baron buddies. This is a great play.
Yep,
TP from the
Orianna's
Orianna.
TPing.
Just don't get canceled, and don't get canceled by the Renekton stun.
Yeah, the only one with a chance of stopping this is like an Azir ult into MF ult, and they're just clearing waves because they know that it's gone. This will be an objective, objective bounty for Divine Temple, but I think that Baron Buddies is okay with that because they got their buddy, the Baron.
Of course, they do take turret in the mid, but I don't think it's worth just 400 gold extra. Baron buddies
And
is
this
now
is Baron
4K
straight
up.
into Soul, by the way. This is Baron straight into Soul. How does that gonna work out for DT?
It looks like they are just directly rotating. As you can see, again, TP from Jax here to get there quickly. Vi is just so far back right now.
I think their only chance is to
Zinzo.
jump on Jackson. They think so too. You know, Jarvan's looking for it. MF cannot damage her though, so how is it gonna work? Jax just
Oh!
flashes out and laughs at them. And
I
now
think
they're
that was-
overcommitted.
that was
They're
a
trying to
great
kill the Jax so bad. They don't even realize that Zen and Varus are here. And Jax kills the support by himself. Renekton dies to Varus, and they have no chance of stopping the Soul. Vi is angry. He's gonna have to suicide again, this time possibly for a miracle steal. And that will just be their first dragon, not even a soul for them. It's just a prevention of their soul. Okay, they are going to try to 3v5. Jax gets on the
Jax
jungler,
is
so
on-
Angry has no chance. Tries the R to maybe get something. Jumps out with the Q! But Jax is still on your tail, and you know, he's like, I don't need a Vi. I can go on to Azir. Okay, I don't need an Azir. I can go on to Vi. You know, he doesn't care. Atomic will kill whoever shows up.
Jax is now 10-1-4. I can only say that Jax will be banned this next game for sure. There's no way that they allow
Azir,
this.
A little bit too cheeky. Zen comes in for the flash for the kill.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I don't think they can end here, because Renekton and
Varus is
Jarvan
half.
still.
Jax
Varus
did
is
have
half,
to back.
Jax at the back. So it looks like they'll just push, but I think they should just. I think that Braum and Zinzao should just rotate mid right now, help out Orianna, take the turrets. Push because they still have to clear up bot wave, so. Of course, Jax is walking back mid lane to help, but I think. Great steal by Zinzao on the enemy's red buff, but I think if you walked faster to mid lane, they might actually be able to get the turret.
Oriana's just pushing waves. She's like, my team's doing great. Soul Food is happy to just sit there and take waves.
Of course, now.
Oh, by the way, XT in enemy territory, I don't think he's quite this strong. Why doesn't think so either. Committing the ultimate finally. Blast Plane is not going to help. Zen ult comes out. He's maybe going to get the support, does get the support, and now everyone else is here. Renekton goes down like he's a support, and Angry goes down as well. So I guess XT absolutely did not care that he's in enemy territory. He's willing to go down for Baron Buddies to close out the game, because I think that's what's going to happen here.
Actually, if you looked at that, the entire thing for XT, he didn't even hit the blast cone. It looked like his entire thing was just to keep them in, just keep them locked down, so that the Baron buddies Jax and Orianna could just.
Alright,
use
MF ult
that
has
was
to be
the
massive and it has to not get Brahmid. I don't see how this happens.
think
Azir
this is just
looking
game
for
of
something as
3
well.
minutes.
MF ult does come out, does get the mini wave entirely. Azir ult knocks away from the turret. They are taking tower shots. Orianna, you can't take that many tower shots. She's gonna die. And Braum is running away from a Jarvan support who locks him in. No one is coming to save this Braum. Says she just wants to get out, but he will not. He will die fighting though.
I will say that Varus Q actually did quite a lot on Jarvan, even with guess he really
Yeah, it
doesn't
was very
have.
close. Infernal
This
Soul
is
is a
not a
hell of a
this is
card.
not a tank Jarvan. I am surprised that this is not a tank Jarvan. I think with MF and Azir, you'd have to focus that and the Renekton. I think going full tank Jarvan would have been way better, but he's not. He's going lethality. So I'm a little surprised on that. I would have definitely expected just to go straight up full
All
tank
right, every
building.
defense you make like that, I mean, your chances of winning go up immensely because now you've got super minions coming in and give you an XP. You're catching up in levels. You're catching up in gold, and they're hitting their power spikes. There's not that many power spikes left, right? Maybe Oriana Death Cap, but Varus is as strong as he's gonna get. He's getting like 2 more items. So I mean, I'm not
This
saying that a
game is
comeback's
over in the
happening because
next
it's
3 minutes.
probably not.
Because the thing
But,
is,
oh,
you,
Varus
you
goes for the ult onto the Vi, but he doesn't do enough damage because Vi has armor. Meanwhile, Renekton trying, but beyond hope, to get onto Zen, but he doesn't do damage. He's not able to do anything but die.
again, the thing is, you can say all you want about power spikes, but not when you have a 12-1 and 4 Jacks on the enemy team. There's just no way for Divine Temple to actually come back in this game unless Baron Buddies just fountain dive for no reason over and over again. I don't think that is possible.
Look at this support, Jarvan level 12 trying to match a top lane Jax level 17. Oh, wait. XT? Or, Angry? On the wrong side? Able to
Let's
get
just
out.
Q out.
Yep.
And Jax is just here. I want to see how much damage
Support
he's
versus
gonna
top
do
lane.
on
This
this.
is not fair. I am not happy with what I see here.
just
Angry
casual.
trying to make it a little
doesn't-
bit more even.
Oh,
Is there also way to try to save the tower, but the tower's gonna go down to Oriana QW, brings up to 1 health. Varus R is going to miss, but I think the Q will not. And he goes down.
I think that
Oh wait,
they're playing very
XT on the support Jarvan?
Are they just playing for KDA now at this point? I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. There's no reason to. You have a bot wave, just go for the end. I think they're just literally trying to play for some KDA right now at this point, or
I
just
mean,
gold or whatever.
I believe that there's no wrong way to slice this. This game is going to be over very soon.
Azir ult's gone. And it's nothing that.
Renekton going for the last stand, but he's still way behind. Vi gets in on the carry, except the carry is actually Jax who's killing everyone. MFL goes wide. They do almost get the Oriana, but not quite. And yeah, the game's over.
That was definitely after about 10 minutes. That just became a one-sided match at that point. I think game one definitely was very close for the most part, and then a bloodbath, and this one just became a complete stomp, especially with that Jax going 12-1 and 6 at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Atomic, if there's anything to be said, yeah, his 1 death was maybe avoidable, but when you look at the scoreline, you're not really talking about the 1 death. You're talking about the 12 kills. And every single one of those was hard earned and completely won by simply dominating indelible in the lane.
See, when you look at this as well, I'm looking at the gold here. The Jax had 17k gold, while the Renekton didn't even hit 10. That's 2 items. The Jax himself was 2 items above Renekton, 3 levels above. With a level 18 Jax versus a level 15 Renekton. Renekton just was not able to do anything this entire game.
I also think that the jungle play was very interesting. If I remember correctly, it was XT who lost the buff to Angry early, but Angry was not able to capitalize simply because the lane that Angry tried to move that momentum into was indelible, and unfortunately, Atomic outplayed them both, basically.
I also think it was a little questionable pathing down to Krugs. I almost wanted to say it would have been better to go from either Raptors straight gank mid or go to again red buff and gank mid, because of course if you saw this right at the beginning with Divine Temple, they were already pushing into Baron Buddy's tower, so a gank wouldn't have been beneficial there. But for mid lane, that lane was completely pushed up. Oriana was pretty much under Divine Temple's tower, so if a gank happened then, I think that would have been a very early kill for the side of Divine Temple, and could have put Azir on the upper, or I guess would have put Azir kind of in a better position there, but it just wasn't, I guess, choreographed right in that situation.
Yeah, I did find the Oriana and Azir lane very interesting. It felt like both of them played right up to the edge to where jungler difference could have made an impact, possibly. Um, I think that there were definitely times where they were both gankable, but instead, I mean, bot lane was also very interesting in how little happened as well. You kind of expect with the Jarvan that something's going to happen bot lane, but really, I mean, there was a time where we called out a heal was taken, but that lane was very much just farm up, and that definitely favors Varus. Although MF did have some impact in terms of your ult still.
I would say if last game the MVP was the Vel'Koz, I think this game it just has to go to Jax.
Hmm.
The amount of damage he did, again, 12 1-6, his KDA was incredible, and just the amount of setup he was able to do with some of his flash stuns and stuff like that, and just his solo kills that he was able to get from top lane were able to snowball the game afterwards is definitely what brought Baron Buddies to the win this game. So
Yeah, I don't expect it to get through anymore, or at least there's going to be some kind of matchup that isn't Renekton. Um, and it kind of brings into question what Angry's pathing is going to be in the future. What lane does Angry want to play around? Because you have seen how Atomic can snowball a lead very quickly. I do like, by the way, for our first match of the split, that a third game does matter. I believe that for this league, Sentinel, um, I might be getting
everything
the names
is
wrong. I
block of
always forget.
three. Yes.
Yeah, so the game, they will always be playing 3 games. However, this time it will determine who actually wins the head to head, if you will. So no one has to get 3-0 today. Somebody is going to come out of this victorious. And I hope that DT has a roster that is maybe consistent. I don't know. They're just gonna throw darts at a wall to figure out who plays what role. But maybe they actually look at changing the roster again just because of how different the games were between the two rosters. Who knows?
Well, I think that roster swaps are sometimes good. In practice, just because you didn't play that before, your number one, your mental is just like, oh, we lost on that. We have to try something different. Just kind of play with the mental game of others, and of course you might feel kind of boomed of, oh, I just sucked in the jungle here. Now I have to play it again. I could lose again. But switching to a completely different role could also just be like, I'm in a jungle mindset. Now I'm trying to be ADC. Those are two very different play styles, which of course could just kind of mess up the team
Also,
coordination.
just to say, like, I know that the Jarvan support lost, but it didn't look that bad. I mean, it was close to making the difference in some team fights. I don't expect it to just go into the vault forever saying, well, that didn't work. I think they might pick it up once again at some point. I mean, I'm not sure how the laning went. I would have to watch the replay of just the bot lane to see how playable it was, but the Jarvan misfortune combo was definitely evident until the game was over.
Definitely, I think Jarvan can be picked up again, especially the thing. I think the biggest thing is now that Jarvan can't, they know the others know that Jarvan can be played. That could of course be banned annoying, or it's not as surprising, I should say, that it comes out. So I think teams will figure out ways to fully counter Jarvan. I still think with a Jarvan, a Alistar will be a great pick against the Jarvan because Jarvan's playstyle looks very similar to Rakan's, and Alistar being able to knock back Rakan after he does his engages is going to be very powerful because that either means that the Jarvan has to flash in to even get anything, wasting his flash in certain situations, or just isn't even able to engage and start a team fight.
Uh, Glizzy does bring up a good point. This isn't DT's normal support, so I don't think the Jarvan will be coming back, unfortunately. But you never know. Maybe
You never
someone from
know.
DT learned from Jarvan was like, you know what? I'll try that.
Yeah, we're the IBS. Every roster changes at some point, and I've seen a team change their entire roster every single week just because it's like you're playing with this guy. Oh, this guy left, so we have to bring in another guy. And then this guy left. It's like, I mean, it's a little hard to keep up as a caster, but I mean, it makes the games interesting. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. I'm expecting some different bans this time around, however. I can say that for sure. They kept the bans pretty stable from game one and game two. I think that might change.
I definitely think the Maokai ban isn't. I think they should stop banning the Maokai. Keep the Nocturne ban. Nocturne is just really good, but don't ban the Maokai and ban the Jax. That's my best guess, and I would probably encourage them to do. Is just the Maokai ban is Maokai's the only good thing about Maokai is his ult, and if Baron buddies can play around it, I think that Maokai is going to be a good pick. But if they aren't able to, Maokai is just a big tree that you just mow down.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see if Maokai does come out in the third game, or even if they leave it open, maybe they pick something else as well. So I believe I'm getting from the chat as well that the roster will be changing for a third time for the third game. Um, I haven't gotten into the lobby yet to see what exactly is going on. It sounds like it's going to be interesting once again.
Okay.
So, I hope that the communication can go through so that way Baron Buddies knows who to scout, I guess, because what do you even I mean, you almost saw two different teams between game 1 and game 2. Like obviously most of the players were the same, but you don't even know what's going to be for game 3.
Just
Um
having the Jin out, having the not Bard, I don't know if I said Bard, but the Vel'Koz, the Ornn, Mordekaiser, and then going to this game. This game definitely felt more meta based, I should say. Again, a
mhm.
lot of these champions, minus Jarvan support and MF, really are prominent professional picks. You'd see this in the LCK, LEC, LCS, LPL, stuff like that. And I think this I wouldn't say is necessarily like I don't know, quote unquote solved, but I think stuff like the misfortune, stuff like the Jarvan will disrupt the enemy and have I guess different playstyles. Say like, oh, so you picked Azir, so you must be full engage, or something like that. But then having like the Jarvan support as compared to the Rakan, then you have someone that's tankier and kind of throws the enemy off balance. And I think I think though that's going to be very prominent. I think going forward, but this game is unfortunate that it didn't come to fruition. But it will. I'd like to see what they'll be bringing out game three.
I think GT just needs to get scrappy with it again cuz that game 1, I mean, they showed that if the game goes kind of weird and if the R buttons are pressed, they can pull out more team fights than they lose and they can make the trades on the objectives that gives them the soul instead of something where like oh, they happen to get all 4 dragons instead of every single one was a fight to the death. Um, so maybe expecting a team comp to go a little bit more for that could help them clean up the game 3.
Exactly. So we're still waiting on the lobby. I'm pretty sure. So
Mhm.
you'll be with us a little longer, but
I want to look at the team for GT, the roster sheet to see if any
anything's
idea who's
changed.
playing. Let's see. Um, so I'm pretty sure Indelible and Angry will still be there. Um,
I'm assuming Davey is as well, just because he did stay.
right, yeah. And then it's just a question of like, so if they're replacing Glizzy, it could be with a different sub or with um switching back Bulldog and Alpha Wolf Killer. And then other subs would be kind of spicy, Bear and
Oh, it says
Gilf.
DT is using the main roster.
Okay, so their main roster, to be clear, at least what I have here, is going to be
It's
actually
Indelible,
it
Angry,
depends.
Davey, Bulldog, and Alpha.
Yeah, so Alpha will be going back to support. There will be no support drive unless Alpha decides to pull it out as well. Bulldog will be joining them for the third game. and the top side of the map, Indelible, Angry, and Davi will be exactly the same.
I don't know. I'd like to see. Actually, Alpha, if you're in the stream, I'd like to see that Teemo support you pulled out during this ranked. I see that game right there. I see that ranked solo Teemo support. I mean, you lost it, but I see it.
Yeah, Team of Support was a little bit fun in solo queue whenever Malignance was too powerful. Um, they
I
have
don't know. He
since.
played it literally 6 hours ago, so I mean, he
Oh,
could pull
okay.
it out again. It was today. He can pull it out.
I
We'd
guess.
all be cheering for you if you picked Teemo. Just saying.
Um, yeah, I believe that the lobby is here. I believe the teams have been given enough time to scout, but I'm not 100% sure. So there could be any time. Draft could start soon or in 5 minutes. We're not sure. Looks like they've already made the link. So I'm expecting it to start very soon. Let me that.
I still think they're trying to get into the order right now, so it's gonna be about a minute or so until.
Oh, I think. Okay. Slight issue, perhaps. But sorry, I'm not trying to take away from this. Just maybe made a small mistake. But
Oh, you opened.
um,
Oh, I see. You opened up the wrong
the
link.
teams are in the lobby. I think Baron Buddies is missing one person, or just trying to get into LCS order. Um, let me just. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm expecting to see a Jax ban. To be clear, Baron Buddies has taken blue, right? Or sorry, Divine Temple has taken red, so both teams have favored red, it seems like. Um and draft should start momentarily, I promise.
See, I would have definitely thought that. I think especially with these bot lane changes, and I think bot lane is still the meta. Red side just has a huge disadvantage, especially with that the bot side wall, I should say, being opened up on the red side, being that really easy gank potential, and
Mm-hmm.
because mid now has a very easy way to walk right to the bot side turret without even going through the scuttle crab vision. So I think that blue side is very powerful. I'm pretty sure it might have been the Japan League, but they have a 10-0 record on red side. So the last 10 games, 10-0 record on blue side actually. So the last 10 games, blue side always won. So I'm surprised that they are taking red side here. I would have definitely prioritized blue side in my opinion, but I guess they really are liking the last pick potential they have. So
Mm-hmm. Just setting up the draft link. Once again, Divine Temple is red side. They're using their main roster this time. Alpha on support, Bulldog and AD carry, and then the top three the same as last game with Indelible top lane, Angry mid lane, or Angry jungle, and Davi runner mid lane.
why are you in light mode?
This is what we have to talk about now. Good
Oh,
question.
wait for
Usually
the.
I just keep it that way until I notice that basically. And at one
Because
point
it's
I'm like,
real
you know
like
what? It's
flashbang.
time to switch it. Interesting. Um, is this the correct link?
Uh, is it? Maybe? Looks like Baron Buddies is ready, but other than look to find Temple. Have they gotten the order yet?
All right. It's a little bit more delays. I think they are trying to make a fool of me because I said we were definitely starting soon.
Yeah,
I'm
look at
in. I
the
think
order. Look on
production's
league right now.
in. It's just a question of if both the teams are in the correct place. And yeah, I'm still expecting to see an immediate Divine Temple Jax ban for first red ban. Um, and I don't know what Baron Buddies bans after the roster swap. I mean, do they just ban the same thing they've been banning?
I mean, you ban the. I think Vi might be a really good one to take off the table because again, both junglers take Vi. Can be annoying. Oh, we have actually gone into bans here. Go.
We have done it. We have made it to a draft for game 3. It is truly a moment to behold for the first game of the split. Oh, I like that, by the way, taking the Braum away. You know, each team gets it once and then no one gets it.
No
Maokai
one.
ban still from Divine
Maokai. I
Temple.
don't. I don't understand the Maokai ban. I think the Vel'Koz ban, of course, after game 1 has to be banned. I don't like the Maokai ban though. Maokai has just dropped a priority. The tank items aren't as strong anymore, and AP is just insane, being able to one-shot most people. Nocturne ban. I
Are they
like the
going to do
Nocturne
the
ban.
same 3 bans? I feel like these have been the same 3 bans every game. I'd have to double check, but
Uh, no, Vel'Koz wasn't banned game 1. Same thing with Braum. Braum wasn't banned game 1. So Baron Buddies is new bans, but the Divine Temple is the exact same bans. Which means if they ban like Caitlyn, same as game 2, and game 1 I think it was Trundle. They banned Trundle.
mm-hmm. Are they just going to first pick Jax and Divine
They just
Temple's
banned
hoping to
MF.
have a
Okay.
counter? I don't know if Baron Buddies is willing to first pick Jax because clearly Divine Temple's making a statement of, you know what? Pick it.
Pick Jax. But that means Caitlyn's back on the board. Uh, you still have someone
They're doing it.
like
They're walking
this
into
is
it.
Perfect and Jax. I mean, that's just strong. I'm surprised. So it just means that again they have something strong against the Jax, unless you're doing Gwen. That's more like
Varus
Cassandra. I
again.
mean, Varys,
Respectable.
Varys
Although
Milio
it
still
won't be with the
okay.
Jarvan this time, as we spoke about before. It's Karma. Okay.
Varys Karma. I don't know how to think about that. I mean, it's good, but it's painful to play. Kind of hard.
It's not as
You have to do right.
explosive as Jarvan for the later in the game, but I feel like it does support the Varus more, which is really needed, considering how last game went.
It looks like just
Oh,
Dr. Mundo. I do like.
Millie.
Don't do the Lucian. Don't do the Lucian Milio.
Oh, they're.
I
I
mean, that
mean,
would be
they're
technically your
definitely thinking
best.
about it.
There definitely are because I think in general Lucian Milio is okay, but you have to play it very well. And then into very actually Lucian actually is good in here into Varys. I'm pretty sure. So I want to see how he does because I think Lucian Milio they know how to if else, I think it's still good, especially right now. Lethality hasn't been nerfed yet, so
Yeah.
Philios is like second right now in ADC pick actually, right behind Misfortune. So it's gonna be interesting. I hope to see if Red can pilot it well. Poppy.
So either Poppy is going into the Jax, or they are saving their counter for after bans, which is also an interesting choice.
I think that's just gonna be Poppy jungle here. I think that's the best bet. I don't think Poppy top lane's gonna do well. Of course, that is directly just to stop the
Yeah, but
Jax,
doesn't
but
this risk Baron buddies like figuring out what the Jax counter is and banning it preemptively? And you
it could
also,
be.
I don't know, it's interesting to pick Poppy here and not have a top lane. Because I agree, it probably is jungle, but it feels like a strategic blunder to pick it first.
I do like the bans each of them have. The Zinzao ban, the Oriana ban, as we saw last game, doing pretty well. And then, of course, the Azir ban, that's just for annoyance, especially if Azir has a lead. He will destroy anyone he's up against. A tank, he just shreds those. So we'll say actually want to see who they ban here, because are they just going to ban the mid laner? Or the Mordekaiser, I guess, just to stop the just this 1v1 against Jax here, just to take him out of team fights. And if Jax is not there, well then it's all up to the 4v4.
I'm really interested to see the top or jungle pick for Divine Temple. Like, what are they cooking? I hope it wasn't the Mordekaiser.
See the Dr. Mundo out here. That'd be interesting to see. Oh, a no pick?
um,
Oh, Graves?
okay.
Graves,
Yeah,
okay.
hard to tell which one's which, but
I think that will be Graves jungle unless somehow it
it could be
was
Graves mid, I guess technically.
no, it's gonna I think he's trying to pull out the shy stuff. He's pulling the shy top lane against BLG. I think that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, but Feshi's on Baron Buddy, so
No, he's owner
Ari
Vanguard
blind
is
pick,
different. Or
Arn
blind pick.
blind pick,
I think that was a great
classic.
that Soul is very good at Ari, a very one trick. I've played with him before. I think that's fine. Oh,
Wait, that's not locked in.
oh, this is a Jax jungle actually with a Renekton. top lane. This is actually very interesting. This is actually
What
gonna
a
be interesting
gambit.
to see if XT
Divine
will
Temple's
actually be able
like,
to.
yeah. Divine Temple's like, yeah, we will ban it, pick it. And everybody's like, yeah, we very much will pick Jax. Okay, what do you got for it? And the Divine Temple's like, yeah, we got the Poppy / Graves. And everybody's like, well, joke's on you. It's actually Renekton top. This is going so many layers deep. I feel like this entire draft has just
Who's
been
the mid
a
lane then?
conversation, like a punchline after punchline. And
Oh, it
we'll
looks
get
like it's a
confirmation on
4v4.
what the last pick is.
This is just
We'll get confirmation on the last pick. It looks like it is Annie, which is definitely going mid lane. Wait, I mean, I guess Karma mid.
No, it's gonna
There's
be
so many.
any support is not a thing anymore. I have not
Mhm.
seen any support. This is definitely a Graves jungle top. Unless again, Indelible can just bring out again his inner the shy game 3 against BLG. This is definitely gonna be a Graves jungle poppy top. I think that's just the best against this.
As the game goes through, I will give confirmation on roles. We're pretty sure Baron Buddy's roles is going to be Jax, Jungle, Renekton top. Obviously, we'll update you if that doesn't happen. But for the draft, I mean, I was caught up in the narrative. I didn't even think about the lanes and the team fights. But who do you think won
Sure. I mean, if you
draft
look at this, I mean, it looks like an Ari Renekton bot lane with Milio jungle.
here? No, I think who do you like? Yeah, I know. But who do you
Grave has
think
to
like?
1v2 bot lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty difficult. I haven't seen that one work out before. But I mean, in terms of draft, I feel like the AoE from Baron Buddies is very nice, and if Poppy doesn't get the R off, well, but the poke is so good for Divine Temple. I'm kind of split. I don't know.
So the thing is, there's no really good. There's just
It is
not. The
Poppy top
problem is
lane.
there's no good setup from Baron Buddies, right? They don't have a good setup. I mean, you can get a charm from Ari. You can get the engage by Jax, but that's all their engage is, and now you're just kind of poking / team fighting without much engage. I would have actually loved to see, a Rel jungle. I think I haven't seen any Rel
Mm-hmm.
jungles, and I think that's just very powerful. And then on the Divine Temple side, there's Annie, right? You can ult
Yep,
there. There's Poppy ult as well.
it is Annie
Varus
mid.
ult maybe, but that's it. There's both of these teams. Divine Temple's definitely not team fight oriented. They're definitely more pick oriented, and then Baron Buddies is kind of team fight oriented, but not much afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, I really just gonna have to see it because I feel like even the analysis we did before the first two games just kind of flew by to the dragon and grub plays that happened to happen. So I'm really kind of want to take this one by the seat of my pants and just be prepared for nothing because something wild is gonna happen here. I don't know who is going to win or who has a better draft, but we'll probably be in for a wild one for Game 3 between Baron Buddies and Divine Temple, and we will see you for that in just a few moments.
A Norfolk night, the world is cold. We stand surrounded, we are not alone. Within my referee, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. We're doing alright. When we are apart, we always do the same dance. Always on the fence, never making sense. I'm not gonna feel a thing tonight. I'm not gonna be the one tonight. Don't wanna hear anything that you say. Your love is a game that I don't wanna play. So don't say you need me when I walk away. So many words, but they don't mean a thing. You blur the lines between love and Since we are apart, you know it's always the heart first. Don't care if it hurts, you're making it worse. I'm not gonna feel a thing tonight. Not gonna feel a thing. I'm not gonna see your face tonight. Not gonna see your face. Don't wanna hear anything that you say. Your love is a game that I don't wanna play. So cry all you want, but I still walk away. Cry all you want, but I still walk away. So many words, but you don't mean a thing. You blur the lines between love and obscene. So don't say you love me, cause it's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a
And we are
Welcome.
back, guys.
Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, and everyone bought items again. They did it.
Yeah. Also, does
Oh,
look like it was Renekton top and Jack's jungle with Poppy top lane and Graves jungle. Oh,
I do like that the level 1 is just like, all right, no more level 1 shenanigans. We're all just fanning out. I say that and then Annie's half health because they decided to go a little bit further than the river.
it's actually
Wait,
weird that.
both teams are kind of psyching each other out. I don't think wards are really going down. I mean, there's
It also
one,
looked
but
like
it's not
Ari
going to
went
see start.
W first as well.
Mm-hmm.
Minions have spawned.
So we'll see. Of course, we already have a ward down bot lane in the one pixel brush. Does look like Jax is just going to start on his blue while we have Graves I'm guessing gonna start on Raptors or no, he actually will go to his red buff with
Mm-hmm.
Poppy helping him out there.
Yeah, curious to see how Poppy versus Renekton goes. Indelible's definitely got to keep it in the back of his mind that he does not want Renekton to have 12 kills. So, see how that goes. Bot lane's interesting. Red start for Aphelios.
But again, we also see the longsword coming out from Aphelios, and not a Doran item, same as last time with the Varus deciding not to buy a Doran item in the beginning just so that he can build into his first item faster.
Alright, at this time, Indelible was already like 3/4 to 1/2 health. So he's done better this time, although he's not respecting the Renekton level 2, so once again,
And
lost the
caster
trade pretty
cursing right
heavily.
there.
Yeah. Unlucky.
I will say it is. I do want to
also
see...
not respecting the level 2. Do you not see the number under the names? Oh man, that's
Oh,
two
the
abilities to
minion!
your 0.
Minion actually stopped that.
Yeah. Aphelios, it's doubly bad because you don't get a level 1 ability, so you're just sitting there auto-attacking, and they've got 2 abilities. Well, Karma 3 even. Renekton going in, Atomic trying to get these trades again, Indelible not losing it as hard as last game, but wow. Definitely gonna be remembering last game already.
Ooh, great dodge actually by the RA to not get hit by the flame wall, I guess, from the Annie. I will say, it does look like both junglers will be prioritizing bot lane, at least they're both rotating bots, so I wanted to see who will actually get to lane first. I'm gonna guess that it's gonna be Graves, but it... Oh, okay.
I don't know. XC looks like he's booking it. Getting on Krugs, although Krugs does take a while. Indelible
That's what
not
he
doing
said.
as badly in that trade.
Ooh, Renekton is kind of going lower, I guess, because looks like Poppy has used potion, and also Poppy's passive with the ranged shield definitely helps in these
Nice.
trade. Ooh,
Trade
Renekton
damage
definitely should
fast.
step up
Renekton
and
going
stop
in. Too late. And he's
Oh.
1 health but gets the stun off, so it's okay. Looked like a really scary moment there, but the stun, rights all wrongs.
Oh, actually, Jax is watching the Graves actually take the scuttle. Looks like Graves will take it.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like Graves will actually get both scuttles from
Ooh, and
this.
Atomic trying to repeat last game. I don't know if he can do it in that huge minion wave, though. Poppy does lose the trade, but Atomic looking worse for Rare as well. Karma
Actually,
getting
Graves
a
is
nice
running
game.
up right now, so this is actually going to be really bad. It looks like Graves is just running straight up to this.
Yeah, and this
The ping
was what
coming out as
Atomic
well.
did struggle with last time, was jungle pressure occasionally. This time it kind of fizzles out, though. Charm goes wide, and bot lane, I think Aphelios is really looking for that root. But actually, Karma gets the root. Yeah, it's normal bot lane trades. Oh, the QR to Aphelios hurts with the Q from Bars! He's just getting poked from all sides.
Ooh,
Looking for
missing
another
minions
charm?
though from Soul.
Charm misses again. But she gets an amazing trade under tower because, well, okay, I'll let you
I
keep
think he
it
took a
totally.
shower shot there, right?
I
It
think
looked like it. If not, that was a lot of damage from the Annie from that.
Mm-hmm.
The soccer ball goes wide. Lionel Messi is not hitting these goals, I guess.
I
Graves
think
does
one
look like he
well-placed Q from Ari kills Annie here, by the way. Like, it's unlikely. Annie has flash, but you'd be surprised how much Q damage can do just with the frontward-backward damage in, like, the same moment.
Especially with the true damage afterwards.
Graves doing
return.
another clear. Got his Dirk. Jack's not quite as much gold spent. Atomic, by the way, down items, but still going for it. He's down items in half health. What is going on? But he can just make that trade because, he could just dash out, I guess. He's level 6 first, but he's still down 800 gold of items just with ruby crystals. Poppy will hit 6 now. I don't see how Renekton gets... Oh, never mind. Goes through the
I think
That's how he gets out
Renekton...
of it.
I wonder if he actually understands the part of stand on top of the shield to not let Poppy get the shield, because he hasn't been doing that. I've been seeing he walks up to it, then walks right away, and then Poppy is able to walk just on top of the shield to collect it, so I think...
Jack's
Yeah.
spotted, he's still going for it. There's a ghost from Aphelios to try to get the root. Jax flashes
Ooh,
in, double
double stun,
stun, double
actually.
blue from Aphelios, Karma down,
Does it
and
kill?
Boris had to flash.
That was
Wow, that
2 flashes and a ghost for 1 kill, and it did trade out for 1 flash. I mean, I like that, but that definitely
oh my god,
does
this jump is
put
so close.
Baron Buddy's kind of on the back foot for a little bit now. So Aphelios does get the items, but I think they're gonna have to be playing safe for the next 3 minutes, I think.
But
Wait,
you have
actually,
to
probably
respect
even
that
more.
because Red ghosted way before Jax was in range because he knew that XT was going to flash double stun. And at that moment, Red was like, yes, this is my moment, I'll flash it. Wait, actually,
Karma might
XT
be
is a
kill
little
this.
low on this dragon. He has to walk away. Varus, I don't think he'd get the kill, but it's close.
And with this, actually, Graves is actually near mid lane, so I want to see if Graves is trying to gank.
Oh,
Wow. Whoa!
flash
Great flash by the Ahri
Time
to go.
goes wide
Whoa!
again. Just
That
going
was
for some last minute
sketch
poke.
there.
Just get some last minute pokey. If you get some more, it helps prevent the Annie from pushing in. So worth it, but a little scary, yeah. Now
does both
Angry's
use
gonna look for
flash.
the dragon after getting all 3 Void Grubs. And he does have push from bot lane. However, notice the disparity in Bulldog's inventory and Red's inventory. If Bulldog, if Red comes up and ignores the wave, I'm not sure that Grace can do this in time. I'd have to look at the health. I think they finish it off, but if Red has any inkling that this is happening, he absolutely can clean it up. And Varus is on a ward. They killed the dragon, but understandably, Red decides that he wants the minion wave more than he wants to risk everything on just having a bit of a gold lead.
Of course, because if you see the CS, that's 15 CS lead already for Varus, and I think, and since now we see that's a new Quiver bot, I think that Varus is going to be. It looks like this is actually going to be on hit Varus. I'm pretty sure with Kraken Slayer being able to be picked up here. So it will be interesting to see if he goes Kraken Slayer, as compared to the more common Yumi's or Collector and other stuff like that with the new lethality items and everything. Definitely being buffed.
Atomic looking again. Oh, look at the Indelibles. Like, I'm going to W so early. I'm so scared. And Atomic baits it out. He isn't a huge mini wave, but he's got a really nice ultimate, so he could just make trades however much he wants. Charm finally lands. Half health from Annie, but now Annie on the return. Electrocute goes off, stun goes off. And it's a pretty even trade. And Indelible's just so scared. Indelible's gotta be scared. The stun comes through, the ultimate comes through. Double, you gotta hit this. He does. And Atomic has been staved off once more. Wait, has he? Actually, Atomic? There's no mana for Poppy W. Flash in, flash out. But Renekton, he's still gonna come forward. The Q goes through. And it's just a flash trade.
I've been looking at it. The Renekton didn't actually.
Oh my gosh, it's harm,
Oh.
but it's not enough damage!
Oh, he gets it, but he will die.
Passive
Oh,
actually
he
saves him!
lives!
The minion!
No!
The minion kills him! So many things happen there. The R forward, I land the charm, so I'm gonna kill her, so I R out, but actually doesn't kill her. The Q landing and killing her. The tower going to kill Ahri, but Ahri heals from the passive, and then Ahri's fine, so she's like, it's okay, I'm gonna CS, and the minion gets the final revenge.
That was
my
probably
goodness.
3 health, if not even up down to 1 at that point.
Yeah,
That
I
was-
mean, I just like how there was so many reactions from so many people. Like, the Ahri misunderstood how Annie was gonna die, but then correctly reacts to get the kill, but then dies to the minion. So, I mean,
Ooh,
it's
this
just
is
right on the
Ken.
knife's edge.
These people are, they're gonna have to do some CS practice because they are missing way too many cannons here.
I mean, game 3, you're pretty stressed out. You want to win the first game of the split. I get it. CSing is hard whenever you're under this much pressure. Oh, is Baron Buddies possibly hunting for Angry? Or is Angry hunting for them? Because this Varus ult is going to be massive. Milio has ult though. I think his ult is going to be out. I don't think they have anything to do. So the ghost comes out from Aphelios, so that ends the play.
Remember, if you look at this at the same time, they do get all Void Grubs, and this Jackson and Renekton can actually go up to Poppy, but it looks like Poppy will just run out. Whereas Annie doesn't have her passive up, so she
Wait,
can't do
Karma
much
going in.
against-
Graves is way behind them. Karma flashes in. They know Aphelios doesn't have flash yet. It'll be up soon. Graves is here for the kill. Actually, it's gonna go to
Graves?
Varus.
Ooh. I think, of course, the Grave Ult wasn't really needed there, so that is going to be a little beneficial, because now it's going to be harder to actually tower dive this Milio without the Graves Ult.
I think
Graves,
they're
of
happy
course,
to
will
get the
get
plate.
crunched.
Yes, it would have been nice to kill Milio, but they're happy to get the plate, deny the waves to red, and get angry those Krugs. So, you know, yes, it could have been played a little bit smoother, but you're not going to be mad about all that at the end of the day if you're Divine Temple.
Doesn't miss cannon.
Oh, speaking of which, Angry is now in the jungle, but Ari's way too close. XT gets the stun off. The charm's gonna be coming soon. Right there,
But he
in the
has
face
the
of the
charm,
Angry has no
and there's the kill.
chance. Yeah, very nice from Soul Food to wait until after the flash to get right in the face of Angry and charm him. Tibbers thinks that with the
actually.
stun. There's not a
Okay.
stun coming soon either. Jax is gonna flash in, but there will be a stun now. Right, surely the Q's coming out. No, the charm comes through under tower, and then the Q comes through to get the kill, and XT cannot get the follow-up, and Davi actually gets the kill from that. I cannot believe it.
Ari didn't have Q. It was on cooldown. While that was a good play I guess in theory, without the Q, that was just a very risky play, and it just worked out for Annie in the end there.
Yeah, I mean, it's really surprising that Ari went for that and just barely couldn't quite get it. And Delvo, you know, as much as I feel like he is fearing the last game, Angry going on Atomic here, and Atomic just leaves. As much as
I actually think
Delvo
this is
must
great
be
time
remembering last
for, especially with. Oh no, it was just Jax jumping over the wall. I was really confused. Why it looked like Jax just used a Hex Gate there. No, but with this, now that No Graves is top lane, this is a great time to just push out bot lane and go straight to Dragon. There's no reason why you wouldn't want to.
I'm with you.
Oh.
The Root and Karma. Atomic going in once again. But the stun into the wall, I think Renekton is fine because he has ult, but I think that does delay Atomic for the ult in. And Indelible knows that he has staved it off once again. Meanwhile, while XT is on this, I'm just kidding, Atomic's going in again, I think. While XT was able to get the Annie are just behind them. Annie almost has. Oh, Atomic gets stopped! The ultimate knocks him up, but the minions are once again gonna get a kill. Just kidding. Atomic's gonna walk up Q and laugh it off. Graves ult goes in, gets the XT. Ari
is
here,
so
much
though.
here. She can just land everything. The charm, the Q hits, but the stun follow from Annie,
will die.
and then the root from Red. The root from Red actually doesn't mean anything, but the rest of it was very good.
I actually think in this situation,
I don't think this Q does anything. It's close though. That was
hurts,
a lot of
but
damage.
The thing is, I think top lane Poppy actually helped the Renekton escape. I think if Poppy just tried to stay right behind turret, it would have been a little harder for Renekton to get out.
Whoa!
Flash still is. But
No
he
flash for
does get
Achilles
turret
anymore.
though, so.
Wait, is that a kill? I know. Oh no.
No, because the shield from Karma is just broken.
Yeah.
But I think
It
Poppy there,
depends on how many
because of Poppy
shotguns there
getting
were
stunned
in
on the
the
wall.
shield, yeah. Yeah, it was a very close fight top lane, for sure. And it seemed like just a little bit more mechanical from Indelible maybe would have turned it, but, you know, Renekton's not the same beast as Jax was, so yes, Atomic has gotten the better of Indelible once again, but I'm not sure that it's going to be the game-changing narrative that it was last time. Stun comes out, but the charm also comes out, and Annie wins the trade. Meanwhile, Annie wins the trade, but Soul Food is not okay with that. He's like, I want more, but Tibbers is gonna get the last laugh, and the fact that Soul Food wanted the last of that trade will cost him in the end. XT gonna find Davi though, and Angry's too busy on the Herald. So I think that XT does get the kill. Meanwhile, Indelible does not recognize that his tower is going to fall. Has to flash out. I'm not sure Atomic is going to be stopped by that. However, Angry is right there. They now know Angry is right there. Renekton's still chasing, flashes, and then a pause. Classic pause.
A summoner has disconnected.
Pause from what? I want to say. I didn't see anything.
No, Angry disconnected right as he killed the Herald. And it's questionable if he can pick up the Herald and possibly save Indelible. And this is really unfortunate, and I'm not sure how it's going to affect the game. Because as you can see, Angry is clearly not pathing towards where you would think you would be, which is towards the wall to pass it. We're going to go the long way around, and Indelible still running for his life. Atomic gets the stun, gets the kill. It's just a question if Atomic can get out, and he absolutely can because XT and Soul Food, absolutely can because XT and Theshi are there to protect him. So Angry now has to actually kind of wonder where the path out is, right? Like top lane doesn't have a turret. I think that Angry can just escape to the minions, and I doubt that XT and Atomic are gonna look for him. But you have to wonder. Oh, Angry is actually looking for a fight that he does not want. He's into the wall. Atomic will not be stopped. The stun's gonna come out, and XT will pick it up. They do get the follow-up cross-map turret, but they lost 3 people in a very short amount of time, and a turret themselves.
They also lost, with the turret. They did lose the Rift Herald, but that was 2 kills over to the side of Baron Buddy. So I think Baron Buddy is going to be a little iffy on it, but I think in the long run, I think that still is fine, especially getting the kills onto the Jax, onto the Renekton. Again, Jax is already 3-1 and 2. Renekton is already 2-1 and 2-0 and 1. Can you actually pull up the gold here? I actually want to see the kind of the difference between, as we see here, Renekton's already 2k gold up on this Poppy, and the Jax is about 1.5k. Of course, mid lane, Annie does have, again, about a 700 gold difference, and bot lane is about 1k. But just that insane difference, already 2k up to the side of the Renekton, being able to push out on the CS and get those 2 kills there. This Renekton
Luckily for Divine Temple, though, it is a Renekton, not a Jax. It might not be as catastrophic as the 3k Jax lead. Atomic's still going in, still threatening Indelible. Luckily, Indelible gets to play a little bit safer back at the second turret, so...
I actually think Renekton can do actually more damage than Jax. Of course, Jax does have the better stun, but...
Oh, they're going in on Karma. Karma has to flash. Varus ult comes out wide just to protect, but now Angry is stuck! XD not able to land Counter-Strike, probably already used it on some kind of jungle camp.
Step on the shield. There's a step on the shield.
I don't think it matters, because they're not fighting afterwards, so the shield is meaningless, but... Definitely,
but with any type of like chipping and poke stuff, because Poppy doesn't have the Warmogs, I think it's still very beneficial just to stuff on the shield, just to deny any type of shield that the Poppy can't get in general. So it is.
Varus won't ult here, by the way, so Bulldog does not have the threat. Angry's coming down, no charm. I believe that this is a dead Ahri. Soul has to flash. No R yet. Tibbers comes through. Redemption is way too late. I mean, not way too late, just way too little. Jax flashes in, though. XD is really trying to get Angry's number. Lilio's here with this attack range increase. XD's just going to settle for Davi, which is just fine with him. Yes, Indelible. Oh, wait, Indelible saves Annie, but the burn comes through. Renekton, however, going to make Indelible pay for that discretion. Indelible does get a shutdown on Jax, however. But, wait, where's Varus? Why is he on this side? Kind of interesting position. Aphelios, going for a minion wave. Varus Q not gonna do that much. Atomic's going in though. He's like, I'm Jax on Renekton. I will make you pay.
And Ahri gets to come back in after respawning.
Yeah, Ahri's like available to play once again. And Dragon's up, by the way, but now Atomic has to leave, has teleport up. And Aphelios is half health, no R.
I think that was a great play. That stalling by the Baron Buddies. Of course, you lose the Ahri, but I mean, you're able to stall long enough for Ahri to come back.
Atomic pushing mid, teleported in.
Kills.
Ahri used ult, seemingly for dodging Var something. Angry's matching the Renekton. Kind of curious how Red can get an angle, because he's really unsafe here. Yes, he has a Renekton, but Atomic will not protect him as much as he wants. And he gets a stun on Milio. Milio has to flash. Varus has to flash. Misses the ult. XT gets an amazing stun, and Atomic is still waiting. Full health to absolutely destroy anyone who walks up. I believe this Dragon will be going to Baron Buddies. Davi is looking to maybe change that, however. Herald pops, so that way they have to deal with that, at least. Actually, GT looking to take it.
If someone takes it.
Yeah, XT has to leave. I guess they're giving.
I'm gonna just take mid turret for this, I guess. That works.
Yeah, Atomic's taking mid damage, but the Herald is running towards their own mid tower, so they do have to back off. I don't think Angry can support this as much as he wants to, right? Surely. Atomic is running away for once, the first time this entire series. Poppy ult misses.
Misses the Poppy though.
Milio doesn't have mana. I feel like, I don't know. Baron Buddies is so close to pulling the trigger, but they haven't quite done it yet.
I also want to point out again right here, if you see the Milio's mana was low, which means getting any stun that happen could be annoying because you wouldn't be able to have the Cozy Campfire, you wouldn't have ult with it as well. And there's no heal on Milio, as you can also see, no flash on Ari, no ghost on Aphelios. So that right there could dissuade, even though on the side of Divine Temple they also don't have most of their summoner spells. That right there can still kind of waver the thoughts for Baron Buddies of is the trade actually worth it. So I think that fight was a situation of they don't want to lose their own turret, though I think Divine Temple definitely had the benefit because they were able to take the dragon without the turret, the mid turret being taken. So I would say that's actually a great win for Divine Temple and definitely saves them in this game. I think this game still can go either way, but I definitely think Baron Buddies will have the upper hand later into this game.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Atomic kind of fizzle out there. Last game with his lead, he was absolutely making it dominant and felt, but there he kind of had to hold back just because of how far behind the rest of his team was.
Just kidding.
But he will not be holding back on the Poppy here. I'm not sure if Indelible is really ready to be that far up against Atomic.
I'm gonna see here, it looks like Jax is rotating down. It doesn't look like they'll cancel the Ari or the Annie back actually, so Annie will get back to base. Will she buy
Oh, Jax coming in. XT gets the stun on Karma. No flash on Karma, or just flashes there. Gets killed. Varus ult is not going to be enough. But the Aphelios ult roots, they're not able to get the follow-up. Even XT knows that that's a little bit too far. Annie coming for the TP, but I think XT can just walk away, no? They don't have any CC here, really. But Soulfood wants to make it a problem. Gets the charm onto Annie, and Annie's not able to find the follow-up stun. Man, that was a dangerous game, because if Soulfood misses that charm, he gets stunned in the face. And I think there's enough damage to kill him, but he does land the charm. And is able to turn this into a tower. XT does flash in! Goes down for it, but nope, just kidding. Jax down. And Red gets the Varus.
In that fight, I actually would have... I think that the coordination was a little off. I think Baron Buddies could have played that better. With the kill onto the Jax.
Charm onto Angry. I don't think he's living. He does flash out, get the Karma shield, so it's okay. Now Soulfood's really low. The R from Graves is not enough. Not quite enough lethality yet.
But what I wanted to say is that I don't think Jax thought that the root would actually hit onto the... Was it the... I'm pretty sure it was the Annie in that fight. So that's why he backed off a little in the... after the ult came through, he backed off. I think if he jumped in there, he definitely would have got the kill, especially because he hadn't used Flash yet. So if he had either jumped in there, killed, and flashed over to the Raptor Wall, I think that could have got a kill onto Annie and definitely had a better pushing power and maybe even taking the second turret. But just that small coordination there definitely cost him a little bit, but it's not that bad in the long run here.
Kind of curious when this next raid comes up what the battle lines will look like. You do have this poor situation where the poor Indelible Poppy cannot hope to match the Renekton, but maybe Annie could. She does also have TP.
I do want to say this Renekton is very much what we would call chovying with, again, 212 CS. Of course, could be more. You actually can get way more at this time frame, but if you compare it to every other CS, okay, the next highest is actually Graves at 167. So just the amount of CS
Wait,
Renekton's been able to get.
Speaking of it, Graves. Okay, no, he's not. Charm does not land.
Oh.
All good.
But again,
However, Angry is on the wrong side of the map. Dragon spawning in 20, but Ari decides to go for the Karma. No charm yet, but the stun onto Varus randomly in the mid lane. There's the charm! Gets the Karma. Two plays, 2 kills. Maybe a third one. XT going for the stun again. Angry gets out with the ultimate. Everyone is probably going to live. Oh, Ari's way too low. I think Timbers is going to find the kill. Flash forward from Annie. Poppy decides to send him back.
3-man ult actually by the Poppy. I want to say that their team coordination was a little off there, because as you can see, after Ari charmed, I think that the Velos tried to predict
Oh,
Side
XD
step,
going
but
in again, and he's absolutely dead. Tiber's a little mad, but can't do anything about it. Angry, trying to get away. Atomic, once again, going incredibly far forward. They'll take their Mountain Drake as spoils. You can live this time. But, yeah, I think it was a little greedy of Divine Temple to walk forward there.
But I think with this, that is now a 5k gold lead for the side of Baron Buddies, just off of just the 2-team fight just in the mid lane. This is, I think the Jax is just strong. I think in future games against Baron Buddies, especially now that they know Jax can be played both mid and jungle, and Atomic is just good on both Renekton. I think Jax is definitely going to be a high ban as compared to like the Maokai, which again I don't understand why they ban Maokai, but they do them, I guess.
Oh no, poor Indelible's going back to meet Atomic again. He's probably begging his team like, no, please don't send me to that croc once more. Please. Looks like Atomic will give him a break for now though.
Renekton actually stopped his back here.
Okay, I think this is a little aggressive from DT. They're going to get collapsed on. Jax is probably going to look for the flash once again, but it's down. He doesn't have flash for about 5 seconds. But Atomic is on the other side, and you don't need flash whenever Atomic's on the other side. Charm comes through, XT comes through, and he has a stun, but no Tivers. It comes down on Atomic, but Jax is still coming. XT looking for the counter strike. It doesn't even need it. It's gonna save it for the Angry. Angry will be able to eat over the wall, but at least the other side of the fight, Indelible's in trouble. Rooted right here, should be. Angry does get out, surely. Atomic doesn't want him to, but I'm sure, surely, XT walks forward! XT dies for it though, so maybe it's worth it. Indelible's still running for his life, goes down. And somehow Gabi and all of that just slinks away.
Even though I like them being greedy, I think that actually stopped them from getting Baron there. If you actually see, because XT died, they can't go take Baron. I think after they took out the Poppy and the Karma, I think that would have been a perfect Baron angle. Annie doesn't. Actually, Annie does have TP, but I don't think Annie would have been able to contest as well. So I think if they had transferred those 2 kills straight into Baron, I think they would have been able to take it. But because they're a little greedy, they are.
Oh wait,
they aren't
Gabi
able to
looking
take
for the
it
kill. Doesn't go for it. I did like that because you get the stun up, and you know, Atomic was low there, no ultimate. It was close, but decides at the last second not to go for it.
If we're looking at the items here, oh, actually a little damage there. And Aphelios is on 2 items. Looks like he's getting the Lord Dom's actually for his 3rd item. If you look at the Varus, again, this is definitely on hit with Bork, with Ruinings. I'm going to guess that he's taking. Actually, he's taking Ruinings next. That's actually Kraken Slayer. But I think them getting vision around this Baron is going to be very important. They have the 8k gold lead. They're actually just going to try to take it right now. There's vision on it now. No one's near though.
With Milio? I don't see it. Yeah, they're going to take.
They could take it, but they're just not fast
XD
enough.
going in. Atomic is really far away, but Inaudible doesn't know that, so he ults him away. I feel like XT was a little aggressive there, but Indelible uses the ult as if Atomic was right there. So
I actually would have suggested Poppy there to hold ult.
For some damage on tanks. I mean, if DT is gonna win a fight, it's gonna be here. They don't have that much chances, but it feels like the best chance they will get for a while. Oh, the bait.
Is this
from
the Fnatic
Baron
Death Brush? This is the Fnatic Death Brush. We will see if this is
successful. The base check
Karma
with
fix
Karma. Oh man, Alpha Wolf Killer absolutely saving his entire team right there, and Baron Buddies isn't even sure if they want to start the ban. They do though.
They do. It is the Jax is pretty strong.
Angry, I don't even know if he's gonna try to go in here. He
Poppy,
will be alone.
The thing is, Poppy doesn't have ult, and I think if Poppy had ult, Baron Buddies would be a little more skeptical. But because Poppy used ult in that last skirmish,
okay,
it's just
ult
going
comes through.
to,
XT is taking it somewhat. Oh, and he gets it! And he gets it with Timbers! Yeah, and XT even goes down on top of that! What? How is that possible? Not only did they win the Baron by sacrificing their jungler, they didn't actually sacrifice their jungler. They sacrificed Baron Buddy's jungler. Wait, the Charm coming through! Actually, their jungler will...
not die, because the ult thing is pushed back, unless...
Oh! Oh, the shield
no.
is so much. Oh my goodness. Divine Temple with divine intervention, you have to say, to get that Baron and the kill.
I would definitely be at that
Wow.
point reporting this Jax for missing a smite. The Grace wasn't even in the fight at that point. That was literally just the Annie stealing the Baron. So that's kind of going to be a little itch on the side of Baron buddies. So we'll see if they're... I don't think that will change
Oh,
the game
teleport
too
in from
much.
Annie. Annie no tippers, but does have stun. The charm is going to hit. Milio's going to have to walk away. The root comes out from Aphelios. Angry's trying
Aphelios
to
walking
do
through without the
something.
vision, though.
Aphelios is dead. Varus going for a lot of damage on Milio. Milio's going to die here too. The dragon is alive. Definitely going to be a dragon for Divine Temple unless Atomic does something insane, which he is known to do. But yeah, they do get the dragon. And
This
what the
slow
heck's happening this
throw.
game?
I think
Where
after
are
that Baron, the Baron buddies are definitely going to be a little tilted from this. The biggest thing is I'm more confused of why Aphelios tried to walk into that bush. They didn't have vision in the bush. He wasn't able to auto attack, and he still walked up thinking, "Oh, I can take this," even though, of course, it's Graves, especially on 3 items there. 3 items Grave is still very powerful. You can't. Aphelios is going to be having a hard time 1v1, especially in such close range. So this is definitely questionable on the side of Baron buddies. If they
All right,
don't actually
no
get this
objectives are going
together.
to be up. Baron's down for 4 minutes. Mountain's down for 4 minutes. I don't believe that DT is going to do serious base damage because the towers are so healthy, so they're going to get like the outer ones that they were going to get eventually anyways. It feels like we have a little bit of downtime. Because, I mean, actually, who am I kidding? With these two teams, a team fight could happen at any moment for any reason, so... But, you know...
I would
not
actually suggest
expecting something.
In a perfect game, you wouldn't expect anything. However, I think that again, I like how Ari is rotating down. I think they do need to try to push that bottom wave, and of course, this big wave up top lane for the Renekton is going to be pretty good. Actually, he already has 4 items, so actually working towards his 5th, again being 5-0 and 3 is definitely going to be helpful here. But looking at this game, it's hard to say who I think.
Alright, going for the charm, but is spotted by the red trinket. Absolutely dies the Grace and Annie, and Aphelios goes to 1. XT, however, gets the Varus and
He
the
gets the
karma
second
for
kill out of
no-
it though.
Oh my goodness, Renekton's here! No one can stop Atomic! And he's down! You have to imagine there's going to be more! Poppy W's got to be up soon, there it is! But Milio's helping him chase! Milio goes to 1 health, but it doesn't matter! Atomic dives in, gets the kill, Milio does fall, but the entirety of DT also falls.
There's just, I don't know what to say about this. Of course, I would say that the Titanic Hydra is just insane, of course, powerful, but I would have thought that was a throw, and I don't think why they should have done that in the first place. The Ari actually into that should not have been there, didn't even move, that's the other thing. After getting hit, didn't ult away or anything. Stood there and took everything. So I'm more surprised at that. They didn't have vision either. So...
Alright. Baron Powerful has got to be looking negative at this point. He lost an inhibitor for it and a second tower. Wow.
That was straight up. I have no words for that fight because that was, again, like previous, it was the most scrappy fight ever. I don't... The logic is not in the fight.
Okay, but here's the setup, right? Baron and Mountain are spawning at the same time. It's sole for DT, not for Baron Buddy. Only the mid inhib is down, which is the safest inhib to have down. It makes it a little bit easier to push out. I'm not sure that DT is, like, thrown it completely. I think they still have a shot in this game.
If I was DT, what I would be doing is definitely starting to ward Baron, because I think the best thing to do here is go for Baron, because it's not so point
Indelible.
for...
I think Indelible is not aware of what's going on here, and I think that he will be
Indelible.
aware very soon. Graves flashes in on the Aphelios, though! What is Aphelios doing by himself? It's not Indelible in trouble, it's Aphelios! Now Indelible is trying to run away from 4, but you know what? You'll take Poppy for Aphelios. Yeah, he gets charmed. Yeah, he gets absolutely killed. But they're taking so long to kill him, and the rest of DT is still coming. Ari has no ult as well. Charm goes on to Annie though. That's the one person you can't get Charm there. Karma Shield goes out. Atomic is going to come in. I don't know how Annie lives. Timbers at least comes out, but Atomic will not be stopped by anyone. The Poppy is gone. The Annie is gone. Charm comes on Karma. I don't know how Varus can do enough on hit because Atomic is just an absolute tank and is going to run forward.
I wouldn't see why if someone try to push. I don't know why you're all following. Ari should be trying to push mid lane. This is this is a scrappy
really
game to say the least.
Yeah. Ari wants to push for a Nexus Tower. Atomic wants to push for an inhibitor. Curious to see which one they follow up on. Dragon
I think they
is
should
spawning
try to
soon.
4 of 1. Try to keep this mid. I don't know why you'd be backing out here. I guess they're going. I guess actually here for Baron, there isn't any. Still has.
There is a slight risk to Baron, however.
There is TP
and that is that it's
potential.
Mount Soul coming up very soon.
There is the thing is there's no vision around the drag actually for the side of Divine Temple, so the only way they actually can go is actually TP onto this. Oh, it's a pause. I think it's gonna be a pause. Yep.
Okay, they see the Baron go down. They don't have vision. I mean, do you sprint it for the soul, or do you just try to survive the onslaught of Baron for another few minutes?
I think that Soul Food should definitely TP bot into either the control ward, back if he can get an item. If not, then I think it is way more beneficial to TP onto the control ward that is in behind the wall next to the Divine Temple's blue buff. Do that, put ward onto or right behind the drag so that whenever the TP comes up for Renekton, he can get in really quickly. Of course, Divine Temple will get in there earlier, but having that Ari pushing back with the charm, having the Renekton be able to TP, the biggest thing is, as you see, all 5 members of Divine Temple actually are running down, which means that they are disrespecting this 9-0-4 Renekton being able to just one-shot turrets. So it actually is going to be, I guess, maybe questionable on the side of Divine Temple if they actually want to go trade this soul for their base. If they don't stay, Renekton will take the entire base, and I think that with Soul's charms, even if they get aced, they can still save enough time for Renekton to actually take base, or it becomes, again, a 4v4 because the Grey Swan or the Poppy, the Annie has to go back to base to stop this Renekton, or it actually might become a 4v3 because 2 members have to stop this Renekton. I don't think Poppy is going to be able to solo this Renekton at this point of the game.
We might have to find out in a little bit. Looks like this pause has been on for a while. I have to say, Atomic, I thought he really shined in last game, but this game he's really outdone himself. He took the slight amount of criticism I had for the one death and said, well, I just won't die then. 300 CS at 36 minutes in a game where the next highest is 270. And just an absolute enormous amount of pressure, all without even dying. The team fights have been amazing from him. You know, any team fight loss that Baron Buddies have had has not been on the fault of Atomic Rider. I think that for sure Atomic Rider is going to be the player to watch out for from Baron Buddy.
Of course, I think at the same time, XT is still doing a pretty good job on engaged champs. Of course, game 1 was. Dang, who did he play game 1? I know game 2, of course, was the Zenzao, and I think that was pretty powerful. What did he play game 1 though?
I believe
the Jarvan, right?
Yes, I think so. I'd have to look into it. My memory doesn't go back that far
maybe in
anymore.
chat remembers what it was game 1, but I think XT is really good at engaged champs, and I see why maybe they want to stop the Maokai, of course, with just the power that he has on engage, but this Jax pick, of course, will not be seen again unless they have some other counter. Because the other thing is, Jax can be played by both at a pretty high skill level. Because Jax right now is 11, 4, and 7. Those flash stuns by both of them, both games, is very incredible. So
And
it'll
I
be
have to
interesting to
say
see.
that I think Baron Buddies did make another throw this game, but I think that they did really have a nice, clean amount of play other than that one throw. They definitely
Of
cleaned up their
course.
act with the lead that they had compared to last.
I would actually love to see XT be on a Lee Sin, actually. I want to see his skill level on piloting a champ like that because I think, of course, early game Lee Sin's, a beast level 6. But looking at how his engages are, I want to
A
see
summoner has
if he can
reconnected.
actually capitalize on Lee Sin's power. Especially right now, Lee Sin is still in a pretty reasonable place. So if he can pull that off, it's going to be very impressive throughout the season.
All right, to set the scene again, because I believe, not to jinx it, I believe we may be close to unpausing. Mountain Soul for DT. Baron just taken by Baron Buddies. The
Mountain
Renekton with
Soul Point.
uh, Renekton has the TP soon and can definitely take it down many structures and an Annie along the way if he has to. So how does Divine Temple get out there and claim their soul, or how do they hold on if they cede it once again?
One of the biggest things you said,
Whenever they unpause eventually.
it's still technically not soul yet for TD, so that's the biggest thing of can they get soul?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think there's any world where Baron Buddies get soul here, because I'm pretty sure if they get this dragon, the game is going to end before the fourth one spawns. I could be wrong on that, but that's my bold prediction.
And I'm surprised that Baron Buddies isn't running straight down towards the Baron, just because if they know that Annie just respawned, then Annie's going to be contesting Renekton. And the other four just disappeared off of Renekton's radar, or unless they have vision in the base, because I don't know if there's a minion wave right now that they're clearing. But with that, they now know that four members are running down towards the drag pit, and because of that, I'm
Another
surprised they'll be
choice that was
backing.
important to point out here, I think it is the correct one for Atomic, but Atomic, I think, has GA in his inventory if he backs right now with the gold that he has. However, he's choosing to instead use the Baron pressure to try to stop Divine Temple from contesting Dragon at all. But there is a big difference between a 9-0 Renekton with GA and a 9-0 Renekton with just Steel Sigil. So
At the
that is
same
another
time,
choice that is.
the only person going against him is so it's a 9-0 for Renekton versus a 4-7-7 Annie. And the Annie has 2 items, and Renekton has 4. And of course, the magic resist from Curse, whatever that item is. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Of course, everyone, we're sorry for this pause. Of course, anomalies happen. One disconnected, and then guessing that the Baron Buddies ADC Red probably went to the bathroom.
So
Can you hover
Atomic
over Renekton's? I want to see how long it takes. Can you actually see the cooldown right now for the teleport on Renekton?
is
27
27
seconds.
seconds.
Okay, so I don't think he's going to TP back. My guess is that he's just going to use the Baron pressure to push.
Right. I don't know. I mean, usually this is one of those decisions that you make in a split moment, but it has to be said that we're not the only ones paused here and waiting. DT has had just about like 5-6 minutes to just think about how do we play this. And same for Atomic. Like, he's pretty committed, right? He has to push top lane, but it's probably going through his head.
I think we'll be
What
starting
exactly am
soon.
I going to do whenever Annie shows up or someone else shows up?
I want to know if we're ever going to add the thing of having muted chats, or should I say muted calls whenever a pause happens, because in official games you're not actually able to talk during a pause, or at least talk about the game unless you gotta go to the bathroom or something
Oh
like
no,
that.
no, having played in this league before, you are allowed to talk during pauses. It's just too hard to basically figure out if that happens. So this is allowed. Oh, they're actually all committing onto Atomic. Atomic is going to walk away. We're gonna have to wait for a delay, and that's
Flash by
okay. But
Annie
we
though,
do
so
see
that's actually
the
be annoying.
RATP comes out to get bot prio. They're definitely going for Dragon. And DT says, you know what? It's not your soul. We're gonna try to get the 700 gold bounty on Renekton. However, Atomic's already gone. Let's see. The slow over for the smite is really good. I think Atomic finally will die here. He might take one with him. Oh, Gray's actually eased the wrong way because he's so afraid of dying and Renekton lives. No 1,000 gold bounty. The dragon goes over to Baron Buddies, and it just all goes wrong for Divine Temple.
That was a great escape by Atomic right there. Actually, he didn't even have flash at that moment, but with that delayed that flash from the Annie wasn't able to actually lock down with the ult, which means I had to stall, or the Graves actually had to stall a little bit just to get the slow for the Annie to ult, but because of that,
Wait.
he was able to get far enough.
Okay.
I don't think anything's gonna happen
Every
in this
ult
one,
is still up for Divine Temple except for Tibbers. Tibbers is up soon.
but the same thing actually goes for.
Oh,
Renekton's
Soulfood
almost
kind of
ult
committing,
back.
gets the charm on Poppy. I think Indelible goes down here. Doesn't, however, because, oh, Indelible's trying to commit. XT Counter-Strike down gets Indelible. And objective bounties are available soon, which feels a little late, honestly.
And Renekton actually is just still top lane, trying to disrupt these.
Oh. Angry trying to
Graves
bait,
is still
gets
up
the
top
bait
as well.
in. Tibbers is up, I believe. Ari Charm goes
Ooh, Mr. Charm.
wide. Just top lane and bot lane pressure is so brutal. They can't answer them both. They can barely answer either one. And Varus has to flash. I think that this is the game-ending push here. Renekton going in, Atomic gets flashed
Flash in.
there. Angry is going
Ooh.
to actually live because of Karma.
Because of-
Maybe Atomic actually dies for once. Maybe, but XT is going to
But
try
it is.
to get the
There's a
kill.
CA.
Bulldog is probably going down there. The cleanse.
Well, wait,
saves
wait,
him.
Nexus.
Oh,
Nexus has
but
also
the
GA
Nexus
just in
is
case,
way
but
too
it looks
low.
like it's taken.
Oh my god.
And Baron Buddies actually takes it. A reverse sweep happens here.
Wow.
Congratulations to Baron Buddies. 38-minute game.
The Nexus there until it exploded, honestly.
Well, yeah, fighting looks cool, you know? Fighting looks, whoa.
Wow. Great showing from both teams, honestly. Like, you kind of remember the victories from Baron Buddies because they were the last two, but it has to be said that DT has done really well for having 3 different rosters in 3 different games, especially their first game. And I think that they know what they need to work on. I mean, their drafts look good. Their following of the drafts look good. It's just a few mistakes. I mean, every game looked playable as well. There were definitely times where DT had the upper hand, even in their losses. But yeah, Baron Buddies. I mean,
I don't know.
Baron
I think
Buddies
that
and
second
Atomic
game
Light
was a
are
little questionable for being able to come back. That one, they made one team fight that looked pretty good, but I don't think they would have been able to come back even if they really tried on that one. I think game two was really lost. But I think the first game, of course, was very back and forth. With afterwards, the team fight was just able to the team fighting of Divine Temple was able to take it. While in this game, again, that Baron steal definitely helped them survive a little longer, but. Of course, we'll give them props, but I'd say in this game, who do you think the MVP is? Because of course we have, of course, Atomic going 9-0-4, but I think the Jack still did pretty good too.
um I don't know. MVP is so interesting because I think for the match I have to give it to Atomic because both of the last 2 games the laning phase was just not close. Even with Angry being in Atomic's face for multiple times, Atomic was able to deal with that pressure and still come out on top. However, that last game, I would say that XT made some amazing engages that maybe Atomic was able to follow up on, but it was definitely XT that started it. And I don't know. I'd have to say MVP probably still Atomic, but
I
XT
think
was
the
in the
overall
running.
MVP definitely Atomic. I think player of the game on this one, I think probably goes to Jax here. I think again he had some really good engages, but I think MVP overall definitely goes to Atomic here, especially because even in game one, the only person really ahead during the laning phase was Atomic on the Ornn going against Mordekaiser, which I really didn't think was going to happen, but he was just able to play it and even get a solo kill up top.
Yeah, absolutely. Atomic definitely shined through, and I feel like that Atomic is gonna have to come up with some new champions because they may be just the target of bans for a few weeks to come.
So I think it's going to be interesting to see because if he does have those bans, of course, there are other picks I've seen in his solo queue matches like Urgot, right? I think that's really powerful. He can play it right. But because of that, if they are going to try to solely ban out Atomic, that means you're opening up the Nocturne Knight, as we saw Divine Temple ban every single game, the Maokai that they banned every single game. So with that openness, if they try to solo out Atomic, I think that XT will actually get some of his champions that he actually wants.
But you know who knows drafts best? It's really the coaches. And that brings me to my sponsor, real quick. Our sponsor, Coachify.gg. It's a platform for coaches to track their students and grow their business. We use coaches from them for the teams sometimes, and they are currently sponsoring us. There's zero commissions, it's free to join, course tracking, and there's even PayPal integration. So thank them for sponsoring us. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Atomic is definitely going to be very proud. Atomic, if he has a coach, I think the coach is going to be pretty proud.
Definitely. As I see in here, and Baron Buddies won two. It were 2-1 against the Divine Temple. This was a block of three, so they won't be three. So in the next coming weeks, someone can be 3-0'd, which will be very sad and very mental booming, I will say. But with this, very close, so it'll be interesting to see how the future games will go.
Yeah. It was great having you here for the first game of the split. I'm excited for this league, especially. Uh, it's very interesting how that's going to turn out and shake out. Especially, I wasn't able to get stats about the other game that was off stream, but I am curious because Baron Buddies was the 10-0 leader last split. I feel like they have shown that they do have, you know, the ability to snowball games for sure. But there are weaknesses that maybe could be targeted. And I'm curious to see if they continue their streak for a few more weeks yet.
Mm-hmm. Of
All
what
right.
we will.
Thank you guys for joining us for the first stream of the LXC split. And tomorrow will be the next, which I definitely remember the name of. I believe
That
it'll
would
be Arbiter
be
or Sentinel. I'm just
Sentinel.
totally wrong. Sentinel. So Sentinel VV tomorrow, same time. And thank you guys for joining us.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. See you guys tomorrow.